Martial arts, karate, I bust you down like Itachi, cause you legitimately Hachi. Straight kamikaze, I'm talking dead bodies as I go straight brawly. Y'all niggas can hardly be me, I'm not part of the sea. I'm part of the sea like Moses. No psychosis or hocus pocus, I put importance to stay focused. Ignore all the BS on my timeline, I throw a lifeline for those thinking I ain't about mine. Hit you upside your head with a tie iron. Can't be your time if it's my time. They said to be patient, I'm patiently waiting. It's driving me crazy, cause lately the odds that I'm facing is basic and basically tragically hating. Anticipating my fall, they want it all for themselves. So I made the call, no need to stall. I go and get them all off of the shelf. I take affirmative action, I'm blasting and laughing of how you reacting to my satisfaction of cashing injections and Benjis and Wilsons. The life that you always imagined. Brother from the goal, yeah. If you ever see him go, it's Holocaust or Holy Ghost. Overcome or overflow, yeah. Either way it's overdose. Watch you walk or comatose, penetrating to your soul, yeah. Tit for tat and toe for toe, pound for pound and blow for blow. You would never see me fold, nah. Claiming that what you don't know, that is how you get exposed. Left for dead with bullet holes.
Promise to leave it alone, promises all day.
We going up, shit going down. We lighting them up, you best hit the ground. Shooting them up, one after round. When that blood in the air, you better not dare to come around town. Father, please forgive me, have mercy on my soul. Fools keep trying to test me and I will never fold. It's the way that Wendy raised me, the city of the gold. Load them up and let them go, load them up and let them go, load them up and let them fly.
Ooh.
Every time it gets me, G.
Every time
it gets me. It never fails.
Never fails, bro.
Holy shnikes. Oh, okay.
You already know what it is. It's the Chop Shop. It's your boy Il Divino Vega, and I'm blessed and honored to have my brother Penn in the game. Or Penn.
Put me in, coach.
Game.
Put me in, coach. I'm here.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little swizzed out, you know what I'm saying? Little swizzed out, you know what I'm saying? You know, started my day early. We ate at this restaurant. Had like some rum chata, so
Feeling right.
I'm feeling right.
That's awesome.
I'm feeling right, you know what I'm saying? And then right now we got my peanut butter whiskey. But I felt it was necessary because I know I just wanted to be in the right element, be in the right vibe. Because I know we're about to chop it up.
Absolutely.
We're about to chop it up. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And it's hotter than a mug right now.
It really is. I'm dying on the inside.
I think that's actually the real reason I'm stuttering.
My mustache is fluttering from it a bit. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like my glasses are fogging up.
Up already?
Holy moly.
It's all good.
But it's all good. Anyways, bro. OKC.
Oh, hey.
OKC.
I see you, dog. Unfortunate how the game went on. You know, shout out to Halliburton, bro.
Yep.
I can't believe. I can't say I can't believe because I was talking to my boy Prince, and I told him with that calf strain, he can tear that Achilles, and it's unfortunate that happened to him, man. Especially early on.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for him because he's a good dude, man. But shout out to OKC. They deserved it. They earned it.
Yeah.
The most dominating team that we've seen in a long time, probably since the Warriors.
Yeah.
And they showed out and they put a show on for that game 7. And Shy, he's a champ now. He's a champion now. And did you see his shoes that he put on? Hey, let's talk about those finals,
bro.
Those final Nikes, bro. The Shea Alexanders,
all
bro.
gold, bro.
Those were crisp. Crispy, looking like the Lombardi trophy or the Lombardi trophy. Looking like the finals trophy, bro.
Yo, and then he went around his neck at the end.
It was sick. It was sick.
It was solid.
That was a great game.
It was a great game, great series. I wanted Pacers to win it just because I wanted what was the underdog for sure.
Yeah.
I kind of and look, I'm more of an East Coast guy.
Gotcha.
Between Bulls, Celtics. So whenever there's like a team that I like on the East, other than my two teams, that's the guys I want to root for.
Gotcha.
Like I'd like to see them take it.
Screw the Bulls, by the way.
I mean, you know,
hey,
look,
we'll talk about that a little later.
We'll get there for sure. Because you're right.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at you.
Yeah.
But that's just my frame of thought. I'm like, you know what? I want the East to win because you know the West is like known to win. Like
I get you.
You know what I mean? It's like it's expected. You know what I'm saying? It's like whether it's Golden State, whether it's OKC, whether it's Lakers, whether you know what I'm saying, it's always like, oh, the West is gonna take, the West is gonna take. That's why I always love when Celtics would come and shut it down, or even when Miami would come and shut it down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that concept. You know what I mean?
I get you.
But all that to say, I was rooting for the Pacers, knowing OKC was gonna win it.
Gotcha.
I'll be surprised. I didn't think it was gonna go to Game 7.
I didn't either.
I didn't think that. I thought it was either gonna go to Game 5, Game 6, and maybe 6.
Yeah.
But it went to 7, and it made for a great final series.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at that. You know,
I was so impressed.
Yeah.
When I saw Indiana versus New York, I've been impressed with New York all season long by the defense they play.
Right.
They're tenacious. Yep. They're always in your face.
Yep.
They're always the elbows to the stomach,
the
blocking the eyes. That stuff I used to do growing up playing basketball. So seeing that on the NBA level when it used to be a thing and then the NBA got away with defense and all that stuff. And it became what it became. But watching the playoffs this year, especially New York and the Pacers, it made me love basketball again. It made me get that basketball vibe again where it's like, I'm missing basketball like this.
Yeah.
So seeing New York do that, I was really impressed with how they were playing. Right. And then seeing the Pacers outwork them.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this team deserves the finals.
I mean, look, so it's funny you're saying that though, because you're talking about New York's defense, and I feel like that goes back to what I was talking to you about earlier, and that's shout out to Thibodeau.
Absolutely.
That he brings that out of every team he's in. You saw it out of the Bulls when he was with the Bulls. The defense of the Bulls was just like solid when he was here. It's just offensively, you know, it was what it was. Unfortunately,
he plays the guys, his offensive players, his starters way too much. That's always been his issue. And guess what happens? You play somebody 45 minutes a game, eventually they're gonna get injured.
So
and that's what they dealt with.
Okay, I've heard that before, but let me throw this your way. Is that a solid excuse?
Yeah.
When you look at teams before, you're looking at all-stars from before. They were playing these many minutes before too.
Not on a consistent basis. You might have a big game where Jordan had to play 45 minutes and stuff like that. Not everyone's Jordan. Actually, there's no one like Mike.
Okay, you're right.
But when you look at the team, when you have 30 to 45 games with your starters are averaging 42 to 45 minutes, there's trouble because injuries are real. The players are more athletic now. The shoes are different. There's more grip on the shoes than there was back in the day. So your body's not used to doing that full stop like that. And eventually the knee shuts down. Eventually the Achilles snap. The calves have strains because you're stopping so hard. The shoes are completely different than what it was in the 90s. So you're playing these players and they're more athletic and they're stopping more frequently. You're doing that for a long period of time. What happens? Derrick Rose gets injured. Why is he in the game with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter? We're up 25 points. It's unnecessary.
Let him rest.
This is what he does. This is why Thibodeau got fired again. He plays his starters too much. He falls in love with them. And eventually they get hurt to the point where now they're not making buckets. They're too tired. They don't got the legs under them anymore.
Man, it just sucks. It sucks because he definitely has what it takes to take teams to the playoffs. I mean, that's evident.
He's a great coach. He's just not a championship coach.
That sucks. I mean, I'll be honest, because that's the reason I kind of wanted the Knicks to win. Because I was like, I want Thibodeau to have his redemption. Because I hate that he has this gimmick about him. You know, like he takes teams to the playoffs, but they can never either they make it to the championship, but they lose, or they just don't make it to the championship.
It's happened so much now. It's his DNA.
That's it.
Bottom line, it's happened so much. We talk about almost 10 years now, maybe more. No, he was on the Bulls 2012, 2011, 2010, around there. So we're talking about almost 15 years. The same thing. Over a decade. It's who he is, bro. And if he doesn't adjust, he's gonna get fired. And what happened? Even though they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals,
and I feel like that shouldn't count for nothing, though, man. I feel like that should
retire. I'm not gonna lie. I think they should retire. He won't adjust,
but he has to. And
the pressure.
Hey, look. Let me talk to you right quick, Tim. I believe in you. I think it's fair to say,
I don't.
okay. I believe in you.
I think you're a great coach.
I believe you have what it takes. You clearly have to make some adjustments. And hopefully somebody in your circle somehow comes across this video. I'll probably even clip this and make it a TikTok video. But we believe in you. I believe in you. You might have to switch some things up, brother, but you definitely have what it takes to take teams to the playoffs, and that should count for something. You just need to do whatever it is you need to do, as well as a team. I'm not going to put it all on you, as well as a team, to take it all the way to the end and actually win something.
The older you get, the more hard-headed you are. And if you've been like this for 10 years and now you're 10 years older,
yeah,
it's the same thing over and over, man. It's like riding a bicycle. The wheels just keep turning. It's the same movement. And I'm not talking about a bike where you can cycle on the Tour de France. I'm talking about the bikes in the gym where you ain't going nowhere. You're just spinning. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, unfortunately, you are who you are. I would love to see Tibbs win a championship.
Right.
But until you prove it, I don't trust it. Prince Vision Game, appreciate you,
we
my
got
boy.
Prince in the comment section. He said, Nino! Nino!
It's his brother Mike. It's his brother Mike. Hey, I thought you were Nino too.
I know. I mean,
when you first hit me up,
Nino.
when you changed your name to El Divino, I thought it was Nino for like 8 months. I'm like, well, I ain't gonna cry. So I thought I was talking to you the whole time. Like,
yo, appreciate it, brother. Yeah, the setup is lit. Thank you. We definitely appreciate it.
Hey, shout out to Prince all the way in Cali, my boy. Much love, Lakers.
And
you already know what
Q,
it is,
man. Shout out to Q, cause
it's his shop. It's his shop. Yeah.
Boricua, ya tu sabes, we got it in the background.
Yeah.
You know we gotta represent.
100.
Let's get it. Sheesh. Let's go. Yeah, no, for sure, brother. We appreciate you hopping on. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
keep engaged with us in the comment section. We're gonna keep talking that real. So yeah, man, you know, it is what it is. That went down the way it went down. I want to make sure. Okay. Yo, DJ Maddox down.
Cesar.
Yo, pins on in the house, and you at the Hit Shop Legendary, but it's only right. # Top Shop. I really wish I would get these Facebook comments over on the platform I'm using, unfortunately, so I can't really bust it out. But Maddox, DJ Maddox, we appreciate you hopping on. And stay tuned. We obviously gonna chop it up about a lot of interesting stuff. Yeah. Obviously, we started with the finals, but you saw the title. If you saw the title, it's NBA Finals or Final Days. We'll get there.
I got a lot to say.
Don't we all? So, but hey, all that to say, shout out to OKC. You guys are the champions of this year. Y'all deserved it. You guys put in the work. You guys showed out. You showed up. You showed out. And now we're here.
I told a lot of people in the beginning of the season it was going to be Boston again. It's going to be OKC.
Right. That's what I thought, to be honest.
Now they're getting checked. Yeah. You're getting a dude who's 7'2". You're getting a dude who could shoot. His defense, you don't really need a great defense that big because all you got to do is clog the lane.
Right.
And then they get the dude from the New York Knicks. I'm forgetting his name, but it's the starting center for OKC. Buddy with the tattoo, the arm tattoo. I'm sorry I don't have his name by heart. We can look it up if you want to. They get him from New York, and I'm like, I don't see anyone being this OKC team, not with Shea Alexander getting better and better each and every year.
Right.
And this is the outcome of it. I was surprised by the Pacers even making it to the finals. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I mean,
I didn't think they were gonna get past New York.
I wasn't sure they were gonna get past Boston.
Yeah, Boston played New York.
No, you're right.
Yeah, New York beat Boston.
You're right. You're right. My bad.
And
you're right.
And it was shocking to see the Pacers, but when I saw their defense, man,
yeah,
holy cow, bro! It made me fall back in love with basketball, man. I'm from Chicago, Monsters of the Midway. We're a defensive city, blue collar. You know what I'm saying? Work hard. And there's no other hard work than playing defense in a professional sport. And when you see that, it's just like, man, this is what basketball's supposed to be about. Unfortunately, the NBA during the season, no one plays that type of defense. But if they did, you know how many numbers they'll pull up instead of 8 million people watching the finals.
Bro, this is why the WNBA is making numbers now.
Man, I know people who are starting to watch the WNBA and trying to put me on or whatever. I'm watching low key.
I watch certain clips,
and everyone's talking about Angel Reese and how she's gonna change Chicago, who's in last place, by the way.
Right,
bro. She's one of the most toughest players I know in the history
100%.
in the history of basketball.
100%.
she's the most overrated. She misses just to get her own rebound, and there's like, oh, I have the most rebounds in WNBA history. Like, you missed more than anybody in WNBA history. The least you could do is rebound your jump.
It's you're right though. She was overhyped. I remember
man.
people were putting me out like saying, oh, you got they signed Angel Reese. It's gonna be a great, Chicago Sky. It's gonna be a team to watch and blah blah blah, all this stuff.
And then she trying to take credit.
Yeah,
I guess she has a following, and I'm not knocking her following. She do got the following. She salutes her following and all the hard work she does outside the WNBA.
Right.
But baby girl, don't compare yourself to Caitlin Clark.
But listen,
don't put
maybe
yourself
that's
in
the
Caitlin Clark
problem
level.
though.
That is the problem.
You know what I'm saying? The problem is you spending too much time engaging with other bullshit instead of working on your game, girl. Work on your damn game.
I seen her practice.
You're a professional basketball player.
She was like 2 feet from the rim and missing layups. Bro. I'm like,
insane.
I was doing that in 5th grade, but I was making them. Like, what are we doing here, bro? He said Angel Reese slander is wrong. Am I right? Stop me when I'm wrong.
Shout out, Silos. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Carlos.
We have Prince at OKC pulled it off. Would have loved to see Hallie finishing this. Yeah, 100%. The Soldiers fall, and he and the team gave it all they had. Yeah, 100%.
It was a great series.
Great series.
It was one of the most entertaining series I've seen in a long, probably since LeBron was in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Against the Warriors.
The Warriors
at 3-1, bro. You can't tell me I'm not wrong, bro.
Right. I'm not making sure okay, I'm not gonna bother with that.
He ain't bothering with it.
Yeah. So I mean, let's talk about this though. Obviously, we NBA Finals. It's about competitiveness, the spirit of competitiveness,
the best versus the best.
The best versus the best.
Period.
Brings out, like the homie Prince said, like that soldier-esque spirit out of you. You know, you're fighting to the end, tooth and nail, putting it all on the floor, putting it all on the line. What else, though, apart from the finals, is manifesting this very spirit of battle?
Yeah, man. What's going on in Israel is insane. I want to break something down real quick. All right. I'm not here to agree, disagree. I'm not here to try to get into debates.
This ain't a debate.
I'm just giving my perspective.
100%.
That's all I can do. No hate to nobody. I wish there was peace and love throughout the entire world. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, that's not the world we live in, especially currently in these times.
Right.
But everyone's knocking Israel right now. Everything they're doing in Gaza, everything that they did in Gaza, there's no more Gaza pretty much. Right? Like, Gaza's gone. And I feel so bad for the people out there in Gaza. I do.
Yeah. No, it's
But let's not forget how it all started.
Yeah.
All right?
I hear that.
I don't want to say the name wrong. It starts with an H. I don't want to say it wrong. I'm not trying to disrespect nobody at the end of the day. All right? But let's not forget the leaders and the single civilians of the Middle East. They killed 1,100 Jews, Israel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's when this all started. 111,000 Jews died. And this is Israel's retaliation. People always forget about how it all started. I don't understand why we're forgetting about this. And this war has been going on before Christ. We're like, it's been going on a long time. You can switch your names up. Yeah. It's the same group of people, and your ancestors are the same all the way back in the biblical times. We can go all the way back to Genesis and see the issues with what's going on.
This stems way back.
Way back. And it's unfortunate now U.S. got involved with it. A lot of people are like, how could we not? You're starting a World War III now. Yeah. How could we do this? It's like, you got your boys back. You got your boys back at the end of the day. If my boy's in trouble, you best believe if he calls me, I'm there for him.
Yeah. Right.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And I also don't trust Iran with nukes. Let me make that clear. They've proven that they are the most terrorized country in the world.
Yeah.
We've seen it time after time. All the bombs, the terrorist attacks. We could ask ChatGPT how many do they have altogether? How many terrorist attacks has Iran done?
Right.
So, given the go, and we can't just say this was Trump. It's the whole team, all of them.
The administration. Yeah.
It's all of them that made this decision, all right? And they decided we don't want them to have nuclear weapons, and I'm not mad at that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not mad at that. I wish it was different, and I say leave the civilians out of it. At the end of the day, that's what I hope.
I hear you. I'm gonna get to the comment section, then I'll hop onto what you just said.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got okay. See, I'm now getting the Facebook chat.
Here they come now. Right?
It's crazy.
It's weird,
bro. I was about to ask y'all what y'all think about what's going on right now, man. They say Chicago is man. Okay, we'll get to that. I'm gonna get to that. Let me get to everybody. Or you know what? Look, I'll touch on that. I honestly think there's a lot of hype going on right now.
Yeah.
Look. If I can let me just clear the slate and just say like this. What I'm about to say isn't about political alignment. It isn't whoever I side. Like, this ain't what it is. I just have my own two eyes, my own two ears, my own mind to just look at something, observe it, take in the information from all angles, aspects, any crevice and hole that is hiding in, and then make my best informative decision and opinion I can. All that being said, like, if by now you guys don't realize that the media is like fear mongering you guys heavy. Then the shame on you, because it's just too evident, and not even just this whole like war, even with the whole like immigration thing. Fear mongering, like making people afraid of things that are like not even necessarily like true. You know what I mean? Or that lack context. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like we're just gonna blast like media points, and this is all they do. They blast points. They try and even think about this. They try and blast points on topics that are so complex. When if you actually take the time to think about it, about all the information, all the pieces, to try and make sense of like why the moves are what they are, and they try and give you like 30 seconds to a minute of whatever it is without really explaining why they even are saying that it is what it is. It's like fear mongering. They feed you guys fear because they want you guys to be afraid. And honestly, like, again, I say this not because I have any political ties to anything, like, or if I'm like, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm an independent. I think it's foolish for anybody to say that I'm a diehard Republican or a diehard Democrat, because at any time those parties can change on whatever it is you first signed on for.
Those parties don't
you know
matter
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
None of that matters. So that being said, when I say what I'm saying, I'm speaking as an independent, just what I see. The reality is this is the same tactic that you saw the first time when Trump was president, and it was about making the public so uneasy, so uncomfortable, and somehow they were convinced that it really was Trump's fault.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's so much craziness going on because it's Trump, or he's so divisive. But like, the only one who's actually giving you this information is the media, and they're the ones dividing you guys about what you guys should believe and not believe in. And the media was orchestrating all of it, but everybody was convinced Trump was divisive. And it was like the media the whole time. And again, I say this not to defend Trump. Trump doesn't need me to defend him. He needs nobody to defend him, and that's obvious by this point. I just, Look out! I'm just saying this as just somebody who's just witnessed the game and how it's been played. And I'm just speaking on this angle because that's where we're touching on. There's many things to break down and discuss if we're really going to go there. But to not go there, just to cover what we're covering, I'll just say that Chicago a target. I mean, that's such a general blanket statement, because it's like an obvious. It's like, yeah, I guess if I was a general or a president and I'm at war with somebody, and sure, maybe I'd love to attack some big cities. Yeah, granted. Now, I'm not going to say that there aren't possibilities, right? But the possibilities are I think this extreme. if there are any, if it exists, it would be that during the Biden presidency, out of all these I forgot what the number was of immigrants that came in, there was like a known 100 something thousand that were known possible terrorists. Now maybe that's a possibility, sure, I guess, but that's like I don't like dealing in areas that I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I don't know that. Like I don't know how true it is, or not that it's not true. I guess again it was stated, but the numbers aren't exact. You know, there's no absolution there for me to be like, yeah, there's terror cells here in Chicago for sure, and we're fucked. Like I'm not gonna live under. I can't because I don't know. You know what I mean?
Okay,
but go ahead.
I want to give you guys my background real quick.
Right.
I'm a former United States Air Force member who worked in security forces under PRP, which means we worked with nukes. We worked with we protected the scientists who were building warheads and nuke warheads across the United States of America. We helped with the transportation of all that. So I kind of know a little bit more than a lot of other people. And I kind of know strategy a little bit more. Now, this was back in the day. This is over a decade ago. So the new information is just my research and not me physically being at a nuclear weapons base.
Right.
But for the thing about Chicago, let me put you at ease. Let me put at ease America real quick.
Right.
America is not going to be a target just yet.
Right.
All right.
Right.
We can't say it's never going to be a target, but as of now,
It's not.
America is not the target. The people who need to be concerned, because there will be counterattacks,
Right.
but it's going to be the bases around the Middle East.
That's what it's going to be first. 100%.
Then it's going to be the
100%.
bases in Europe.
Yeah.
Then it's going to be the bases. Well, we don't have many bases in Africa, but that could get it too. Like
Yeah.
Egypt could be because they're friends with us as well too. They're
Right.
allies. That could be a target area. But you're going to be looking at mostly the American bases in the Middle East, because we have nuke bases
Right.
in the Middle East that belong to us, that we help with Israel get as many nukes as they got. All the weapons that Israel has, like, where do you think they got this information to help build that stuff? It came from America. America used the B-4 stealth bombers. No other country has those. They used 7 of them. And they use the bunker bombers, which go down at least 60 feet to the ground. And that's what they need to do if they want to mess with the nuke stuff, because all the nuke stuff that happens around the world is underneath the ground. You're not going to see it in the surface, because that is extremely dangerous, especially in the Middle East, where people can attack at all. Like one wrong move,
Right.
it will decimate
Right.
thousands and thousands and thousands of civilians.
Right.
So I wouldn't be concerned or worried about, oh, my city's going to be in trouble. I need to collect cash. I need to have more cash in my, like, honestly, if it's a nuclear war, cash ain't going to help nothing either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. That, and I'll be honest, here's the reality. Again, I'm not convinced Russia wants to smoke. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't even think China's concerned with Iran. This whole idea that the allies of Iran are not going to step up to the plate, I highly doubt it. Especially, and I'll tell you, can I just say why though?
Yeah. Go.
Can I just say why?
I got something about China though.
Yeah. I'll put it like this. We've technically been in a proxy war with Russia since Ukraine, and Russia hasn't done anything with Ukraine. If they really, I guess, I'm not trying to knock their full capacity. I'm sure maybe if they wanted to go scorched earth, they can probably do it, and that's a different story. But they don't want to do that. I mean,
they want that land.
They want that land. So that would be counterintuitive to why they're even attacking. Yeah. But all that to say, they're trying to attack Ukraine and haven't even really, been that successful. You know what I'm saying? Ukraine's been holding ground. They've lost some ground, but nothing major. So I'm not concerned about Russia. And then China's the ally of Russia, and even in that war, they didn't step in. You know what I'm saying? And they could have easily stepped in and said oh, well, U.S. is stepping in, we'll step in, whatever. It's the most they've done is finances, or we'll buy your oil. Yeah. That way it'll feed your war machine, whatever.
We're being allies.
Yeah, we're being allies.
They're just not.
You know what I mean?
They're not doing what the United States did.
Yeah, exactly. And we sent weapons, we sent money for Ukraine to actually do its thing. Yeah. So am I convinced that somehow now Russia, think that they're already stuck with Ukraine, somehow they're going to get involved? No. And do I think China's actually going to do something with Iran? I don't think so either. If I was China, honestly, if there is some sort of war that happens, let's just say Iran doesn't wake up and smell the coffee and says, you know what, we don't want the smoke. Nuclear, we're gonna depower all the nuclear stuff, whatever that go forward. That's what they should do. I'm not gonna say that's what they're gonna do, but that's what they should do. But let's just say that doesn't happen, and yeah, now it turns out like, okay, now we're kind of in a war, kind of. If China was really interested in doing any move, I don't think it would be back up. It would be to back up Iran. It'd probably be like maybe the U.S. is preoccupied on a three-pronged war, sort of kind of, because like we're sending resources to Ukraine, we're obviously helping Israel, and then now we're also trying to do our own thing with Iran. Maybe China will be like,
smack it with a third party out of nowhere.
yeah.
We got them. China come. Whoa, we got them.
No, I think China would honestly take advantage and say, well, you guys must be preoccupied. Maybe it's the time for us to move on Taiwan.
Yeah.
That's probably more likely than a World War III.
Yeah,
honestly,
and
it would be Russia saying, okay, maybe now we can actually move a little bit more harder on Ukraine. It would be China saying, I can actually now make my move on Taiwan, and honestly, that would be what would be happening. I'm not convinced that there's going to be some sort of crazy war.
If China helps Iran to a big degree, Iran's going to have to give up land, and it has to be China's land. Like, that's the only way realistically it'll happen. But if China does get involved, here's the thing with China, and they've said this clear, their world leader said it clear. If there is a war with America, the satellites go out first.
Right.
Then we have a lot of issues. Right. Then we could be like, okay, oh snap!
If this line stops suddenly, then we were wrong.
If the power goes out, it just no. But it like if it's a real World War III, the first thing that's gonna go is satellites. Right. That's the military satellites.
Yes.
And if it gets to that extent, then the civilian ones will go. I don't think it's going to get to that extent because I don't think no country wants that to happen.
Yeah.
So going back, Chicago's not going to be a target. Right. I don't think any city as of right now in the United States will be a target. The thing that you got to be concerned with is not even like the leaders of Iran. It's the individuals, because there's a lot of individuals that have
interests.
Not just that, but they have equipment and materials that have parts of nuclear weapons in it that they can use. You know what I'm saying? And those are the people that can attack different types of bases throughout the world that are owned by the United States. Right. And those are the people you got to be concerned with the most. But it's like the World War III talk. It's a real long shot. It's really far away if we're going to get to that. We've seen Barack Obama throw cruise missiles. I think Trump did 24 cruise missiles, as well as the B-4 stealth bombers. Right. And I think it was seven. No, not 17. I don't want to give the wrong number, so I'm not going to say it, but a numerous amount of bunker bombers were given, and then for sure 24 cruise missiles. And that's why he was like, it was a complete success, like a spectacular success.
Look, love him or hate him, bro. I just love his like post conference.
It's so goofy, bro. It's such a waste of time, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I mean, it is, but it's entertaining as well because he talks about it like he's like some sort of coach.
He's about his numbers,
like, man. And he like so he's like spectacular attack. Like, like it's just like the words, it's like it's just funny to watch.
It's good, Chris.
Yo, Chris, appreciate you hopping on, brother. Definitely.
I'm very curious what you guys got to say about the comments with this stuff too. Honestly, I'm very curious what you guys got to say.
Comments, so let's see. We definitely talked a minute, but let's see. Yo, Maddox says bombs over Baghdad outcast. Yeah, right. I think it's bombs over Iran. As long as it doesn't come to Chicago, let's hear it. What's your take? Well, we just gave it.
Yeah.
But right. No, and it's not coming to Chicago. It's not.
I don't think it's.
Look,
I think
Chicago.
We're far from that.
Yeah, we're too inland
because Iran don't have the technology to
fire
shoot it over the water.
Yeah,
they don't have the technology just yet.
And that's
China does.
That's the but China's a little closer to us.
Yeah,
but that's the military defensive structure the United States has is really actually amazing. Like just where we are, landmass, like we are. This land really is like a very, just like, I don't know what others call it, but blessed in a sense land, in the sense that for us to get attacked, from either side, it's like it's bodies of water you have to travel. Again, the only person that has the capacity to actually send missiles our way is China.
But here's the thing: you guys think Israel's the only one with the Iron Dome? You know what I'm saying? Like, we have the defense to stop all missiles coming our way.
Yeah, and that's that we don't even
All
have. And that's that we don't even have the Golden Dome yet.
All missiles. We don't need a dome. We have
But he wants it.
ships.
But he wants it.
He's gonna do it
He's
eventually.
gonna do it.
He's gonna do it
He's
eventually.
gonna do it.
It depends who's the president after, if they want to okay it or be
Right,
like, we're
right.
not building the wall.
Mm.
We're not gonna do it. It really depends on the next
Well, let's just
president.
hope it's somebody who's in line.
Yeah, I just want someone who knows how to run a military. Like, Trump is a good businessman. He's not a good military head.
I'm
He
not-
has people.
But I was gonna say that.
He has
That's
people
what I was
that
gonna
are-
say.
and he relies on them and their input, which is cool.
This is
But,
what I'll give Trump is that he puts, especially this time around, he put people in position that he knows what they know. Like he knows that they know what they know, and they're gonna do well in that position. Yeah. This time around, for sure, he did that. First time around, you know, it was, you know,
relax there,
it was
brother.
a mixed bag. It was a mixed bag.
1000%.
Some were good, some were clearly bad, and it's like, all right, but this time around,
It seems
we
like
got the
he's
right
a little bit
guys.
smarter
Yeah.
in his decision making,
Yeah.
involving the other
Right.
people in his party.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
So
what
yeah,
Prince said, right?
let's see what Prince said. Let's get to Prince's comment.
Excuse me.
To be real, the whole USA could be targeted. Anyone can get it when it's on. LA, Chicago, Wyoming. So again, I don't think outside forces would do that. My concern, if that's true, is inside.
Yeah.
Just because, throughout the past 4 years, the influx of undocumented immigrants that we don't know who they are, where they come from, or what their motives are.
Mhm.
That's my concern.
And I know Prince remembers this too. When we were in Wyoming, we always had eyes in Denver
Right.
because there were known terrorists that lived in Denver.
Right.
Well known, and we always had our eyes on them. This is me in Wyoming. Denver was about 2 hours away.
Right.
So there are those type of people, and these are the type of people we need to be concerned about.
Right.
I saw a video. I don't know the actor of this video, but a church in Michigan.
Oh, I saw that. No,
got
that was
a
accurate.
car
I
hit the
saw the video
church,
too.
and then he shot up the church.
Yeah. I think nothing happened,
So-
luckily, because the security guard was on deck, armed and ready.
Yep, ready to go.
Did his thing. So shout out to that security
Yeah,
guard.
shout out to the security
Shout out to
guard.
that security
Yeah.
guard. Or security guard. Shout out to God.
No, he's a security guard now, my boy.
Security guard.
Security guard now.
He's a security guard. Lowercase God.
Hey, in Jesus' name, I'm gonna bring you back to
Hey.
it.
In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy, the ta-ta-ta, the Holy ta-ta-ta. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so these are the individuals we do need to be concerned about, but they don't have the technology for a high mass type of deletion.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be smaller places,
Right.
churches, even like sporting events and stuff like
Yeah,
that, which will
yeah.
be devastating.
Right.
Those are the people we got to be concerned with, but I don't think that's a concern as of right now.
Yeah.
Especially with everything going on with ICE and
Yeah,
and
like
all
they're
the
on
stuff
top
going on
of
in the
it.
United
Now,
States.
This is where it's like, you know,
This is
you
where
gotta
this comes in.
you gotta
There we
let
go.
them do their thing,
Yeah.
because this is where it matters. This is actually where it matters. For that concern, it's because it's that. It's not outside. It's inside. It's what's inside. Maddox says my mind is at ease. LOL. Love y'all, man. Love you too, brother. Let's go. Let's go.
So, America.
Facts though, we have the most sophisticated military technology, so we are ahead in that regard.
No one's near us. No
No
one's
one.
even close.
No one.
No one's even close.
So, you know, yeah. So, all that being said, man, to even add on to what you were talking about earlier, I'll say this. You know, it's again these. I know that for the most part, like, look, man, a lot of us are just trying to live our lives. Most of us, I don't want to say we don't. It's not that we don't have the time, but it's not a priority for you to like actually go and like search and do the, you know, go dig for this information.
You don't
and
have
all
to
this
make
stuff.
bunkers or all that.
Yeah.
stuff.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying?
The thing you need to be concerned with, though,
Yeah.
tax spikes. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you should be concerned with. Like, it's the taxes. Like,
Yeah.
money's gonna come out of our pocket because of all these wars. Because Trump did bomb Iran's nuclear facilities.
Yeah.
Like, that's gonna be money coming out of our pocket. And
Yeah.
you think it's bad now? Like it's gonna our pot like the taxes are gonna skyrocket in a lot of different places.
I'll say this though. I say this. That might be true.
So it's going
No, hold on. No. It might be true. I'm gonna tell you why it might not be though.
Yeah.
A lot of us like to this has been the mistake of everybody trying to analyze Trump and any of his administration is that everybody likes to think that we know what's going to happen or what he's going to do. What he's proven is that we don't know really.
Yeah.
Or what you thought was going to be the case, it turns out that the reason he made the move is because there was another move in place, right? And I'm not trying to. Again, this isn't. Again, I'm not trying to defend the guy. I'm just saying what I've seen time and time again.
Yeah.
Right. Like, even before this, there was this whole his tariffs are going to cause inflation. We're going to be taxed up the wazoo, and you see it in a week or two. We're going to see a recession, blah blah, and it never came. It never came.
The market's too strong for a recession.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the market's too
you know what I'm
strong.
saying? And then it turns out that everybody was tripping because it, again, clearly from what it looks like, and look, the media is funny the way they are because they won't ever admit that they're wrong. What they'll do is they'll just spin the narrative, right? So at first it was like,
his
his
time they won't even talk about it anymore.
well, right.
They won't even talk about what's going on now.
Right, no, 100%. But they'll be like, the tariffs are bad, blah 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 blah. It's gonna do this and this, and then when it doesn't go down the way they wanted people to be afraid of.
Yeah.
Trump is a flip-flop because he's no longer doing that tariff, and it's be honest and say he's clearly negotiating. This is what the art of the deal looks like in real time. It's I'm going to put this out first, you counter, I'll count, you know what I'm saying? And this is the art of this negotiation. How about just be honest? That's what it was, and because of these negotiations, because of the way that he's working, not just him, it's his team. Again, a lot of people because it's always Trump. It's he's somehow the talking point, and somehow he's the one and everything. It's that's not true though. It's actually he's got negotiators, people making deals, visiting countries for him.
You gotta remember, Trump, the president of the United States, is just the face of the United States.
Right.
The people who rule the United States is the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Those are the ones who are making the big decisions.
Yeah.
And even Donald Trump, even the current president, he's handcuffed because the deals that are made by Biden have 8 years.
Yeah. There's deals.
Things he can't do.
Yeah, there's certain deals
because of these deals, because of some of these laws that are in place by Biden, that even the next president won't be able to do anything about it until the contract expires and a new deal is formed.
And I will say this too. I don't want people to think because they'll be they'll take what you just said and be like, oh, the Supreme Court has all the power, and it's slow your roll.
Yeah.
They don't have all the power.
They're just the main source, but they're not. There's more.
Here's what it comes down to. Really, the power actually lies in the Constitution.
100%.
And the Supreme Court is there to uphold the Constitution. So everything that they rule against or rule for is because they deem it within the confines of the Constitution. If they feel that there's no authority in something that the president's doing, they'll deny it. Or not even just president. In any sphere that it comes to Supreme Court, even if it's on a state level, that whatever parties are at in court with each other and they're appealing each other, and then we'll take it to the circuit, and then all right, didn't work it. Now we'll take it to the Supreme Court, and then they have the final say. So they're the ones who that's the power they have. But other than that, it's the Constitution that really keeps everything in place. It's the Constitution that keeps everything in a balance, and then that's why you have the executive branch. That's why you have the judicial branch, and that's why you have the executive, the judicial, and what's the third? Wow, my mind is drawing a blank right now.
Watch this. You got it. Say it.
We going up.
I can't think of it right now.
She going down. We lighting them up.
Man, whatever.
Would you like to ask ChatGPT?
Yeah. ChatGPT. Okay.
One after round.
Allow. ChatGPT. What is the three branch system of the United States? Legislative. Oh my God! And I was thinking legislate, but I knew it wasn't legislate. Legislator. Thank you, Gino. Appreciate you in the comment section. Thank you, my brother.
We got at the same time.
Yeah. You gotta work fast in the chat GPT, brother. Appreciate you hopping on, though. Much love, bro.
Hey, also before we continue, make sure y'all hit that like button.
Yes.
Like it on Facebook, love it on Facebook, like it on YouTube. It helps the algorithm to bring more people. And again, if you guys have anything to say, like to share, please comment. It helps with the algorithms and all that good stuff. So we appreciate everyone who's been tuning in. We appreciate the 18 people up in here from all the different types of platforms that we got. Salute to you guys. And yeah, man, this has been go ahead, Finn.
All that to say that I just want people to think that the Supreme Court has all, because there's just so many people out there that buy into these narratives, you know what I'm saying? Because that's already a narrative. That's why I was afraid that, like, all right, they're gonna hear what you're saying.
I feel you.
They're gonna think that that's what you think, and I know that's not what you think.
Yeah,
it's just that their power works in the way it works. But again, all these branches balance each other out, with the Constitution being that which actually staples it all together.
The context was Trump needs to talk to the Supreme Court and
even with that legislative, right? That part of the branch is like, that's when you're talking about Congress, the Senate. All these, like, there's a process that everything has to go through. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's bills, whether it's executive orders, things that are like, there's so many things that take place. And then on top of that, we're just talking about that. And then when you then break down his team again, from Marco Rubio, who's is he Secretary of Defense, right?
Yeah.
Secretary of Defense. Then you got Pete. No, is that not Pete Hegseth?
Pete Francis.
No, Pete Hegseth. Isn't
not familiar with what are you talking about?
Pete Hegseth. He's that like young guy. They're all pretty young.
They're all young, yeah.
They're all pretty young, which is actually kind of crazy.
I like that
because it's like, all right, you kind of see they're paving the future is what it looks like.
But the oil heads don't like change, you know. So I appreciate.
Yeah, exactly. People, I really do appreciate that. So that's
honestly, we do need some type of change. What happened with the Biden administration is there was a lot of good, but there was a lot of stuff that was neglected. And
I think you're being generous when you're saying there was a lot of good.
I'm trying to be nice. No, he did good.
No, he did some good things.
He did a lot of good things.
I'm not gonna completely like. Look, I have no in the fight.
He did a lot of good. He just did more worse.
Yeah. Without trying.
Yeah, he did a lot of good. But there was just so much bad. That's like, damn, bro. Like,
dimmed it out.
But he wasn't stage 9.
But the thing is like, he wasn't even in charge. I don't think.
What happened to
right?
Stage 9. That's all. If you know, you know.
Right.
If you know, you know.
Right.
Stage 9. I didn't even know it went up to stage 9, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
No, that stage. That's great. Look, but see, that's the other part. This is the part that bothers me. It's like people. It's like people are so bought into like whatever they're pushed, like, you know, narratively. It's like they're not even witness what's actually happening before their very eyes. Yeah. What I mean by that is that, and again, look, I'm just saying this as somebody who's observant. They had you convinced back in 2019, heading into 2020, that this man was solid as a rock, and that he was capable. And you had people trying to tell you then, like, he's not.
Yeah, he definitely will. You can see it.
He's not, right? You can see the mental decline. But God forbid he said those things, and like, you know, like anybody would say like, oh, you're whatever they were saying. And then it's like, look, it turned out to be true, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and is anybody even thinking about holding to account those that actually lied to your face, that told you he's solid, that he's the most impressive man in the room, and like you know what I'm saying, like, and then there's this fire to like hold Trump to the fire, but like anybody else, like you guys, like, where are you guys? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just it's funny to me.
They like sweeping stuff that they agree with. That's like under the rug, just sweeping.
You know what I mean?
That's not a big deal,
right?
It doesn't.
Right.
What's that have to concern with the United States? It's like,
right.
Listen, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
There's different standards for different people.
And look, I was to say, I don't agree with everything Trump has done or said. I agree with maybe a good portion of it.
I think we all could agree that Trump's a liar.
He's an exaggerator.
Look.
He's an exaggerator.
I'll give you 2 weeks.
Yeah.
12 hours later.
Yeah. Well, that's called strategy. That's called strategy.
Hey, look.
You know what I'm saying? Because they probably thought they had time.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
hey. She's still alive.
It is.
Jack
It is.
Sparrow,
Hey,
he lied to save his life, but at the end of the day, he was a lie. Even Davy Jones called him out on that. But it worked out for him. Right. The thing is with Trump right now, even though he lies a lot, like a lot. We can call it strategy, we call it whatever, but it is what it is. But Biden did the same thing too. Not to this boastful like proudness, because Trump is proud. He's confident.
I think there's two ways to go about it, right? Like, I think there's sometimes Trump will say things that I think, and not just Trump. Here's the thing, and this is why I hate that it's about Trump. I actually hate making it about Trump because it's like he's just one of the things we're talking about here, right? The reality is he'll say things sometimes, for sure, that like, for sure, it's like, all right, you obviously don't know like the exact number, so you just clearly spit out a number that isn't accurate. But whatever, I can look past that because it's not the end of the world. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, the things he lies about aren't necessarily like the worst things. Like, in the sense of like, how do you say, like a bill that's about to be passed or something, you know what I mean? Or something that actually is going to affect me directly. It's more about the obscure things, you know what I'm saying? Like, how successful was this mission? Like it was spectacular. Like, was it though? You know what I'm saying? Like things like that. Or like we spent like 100-something million, and it was really like maybe like 85 million or something like that, and things like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He'll like that. And then like
also during the presidential run, there was a lot of lying on both parties.
Oh, yeah.
But it happens all the time.
But it happens all the time.
It's every president. Obama lied, Bush lied, Clinton lied.
That's just the way that game works. But again, that's one of those things where I was gonna get to that too. But that's one of those things where, again, that doesn't affect me directly.
Right.
That's you guys just doing what you guys do on stage. That it happens a lot with any politician. Right. You know what I'm saying? But all that to say that it's not even about him, really. It's about the team, the administration, and everything that's in place that you have to kind of look into. Because again, everybody's so focused on him, and it's like, if you're focused on him, then I can see why you're so. Not even just him. And what I mean by when you're so focused on him, if you're so focused on him, and then the fact that the media only wants you to focus on him, and that's what you're focused on, then I can see why you're so concerned, why you think the worst of him, blah, blah, blah.
We going up.
The reality is
going down.
If you take a moment to like just get out of that like hypnosis that they put you under of just trying to focus on him and actually look at everything, all the moving pieces, you'll actually see the geniuses of what's happening, or not even just geniuses, but like just you'll understand the process. Is my whole point. It's not because, like, again, it's not that I necessarily agree with everything. Like for instance, maybe morally but I can understand why the decision was made.
That's one thing I do like about this administration. They're putting everything up front, bro. Like when have we seen a news like a conference where all the news reporters are in the Oval Office and he's signing bills, he's signing declarations, he's doing all this stuff live,
telling you what it's about,
live.
How about those cabinet meetings that you're getting live?
You've
never gotten that,
and I think that's great content. Honestly, I'm like,
no, it is,
because it makes you learn more. It makes you learn like how it really breaks down.
And granted, look, I don't expect to know everything because again, something's happening. I get all that. That's my whole point. Like, this idea, like, I have to know everything. Like, no, you actually don't, and it's better that you don't. Because trust me, like, this game can get ugly.
Not even the government knows everything.
100%.
Not even them.
Like, here's the other part. Is like, if you don't think that there's people within government that make backdoor deals for themselves, apart from the like actual people in power, like, then you're kidding yourself. These things happen. It even happens on a corporate level. You can work for companies, and I've like, even down to the bottom niggas. Like, bro, like, come on. I've worked for many companies where like even the bottom guys are like, this is for me. This is for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this idea that somehow I just expect things to be like smooth and polished on a higher level. Like, no,
it's not realistic.
We're all humans. I expect them to do the human things, and they're gonna try and look out for themselves and whatever. Is it right? No, it's not even right when we did it.
Yeah. Yep.
Even though like one might think like, well, you guys are on the bottom and shit, man. Like, no, wrong is wrong. If we were stealing something that wasn't ours, then we're thieves. That's what that is.
And if you get caught,
shame on you.
yeah,
Shame on you.
big shame.
You know what I mean?
You'll get time.
But
You'll get time or you'll
Right,
get fired.
right,
Bro.
you're
Depending how
right,
they want to go about it.
exactly.
It's the
Just
same
to
all
circle
across the
back
board,
with
though.
what you said though earlier, bro. I keep forgetting what I was really trying to get at. Again, this is coming from somebody who's just an independent, just an observer. My whole take for sure, like, is similar to yours, and that's that. Like, I have to. The world is, and I was talking to this with who was it? Was it Carlos or Mike? No, with Michael, Millennial Mike. And that's that. And shout out Millennial Mike. The world is just too big, and this we've been told that the internet has been a small, and that's a beautiful cliche, but it's a lie. The world is still just as big, and you're getting all this information that has you worried about things that you have no control over, right? You have no control over. So, be honest. When the whole Ukraine and Russia thing kicked off, my first thought is like, dude, I got issues at home.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so I got that line in my song where I say, when your city is a war zone, who gives a fuck about Putin? Instead of, you know, because the whole thing was like, fuck Putin. You saw it everywhere.
Yeah.
And my line's like, well, my city's a war zone already.
Yeah.
So who gives a fuck about that guy?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about Putin. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I gotta survive my streets here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so
hard out here, boy. Like,
yo,
hey, we survived it.
We
well,
were-
more you than me.
Yo,
You know what I'm saying?
I mean-
like, I've been in the suburbs pretty much all my life, but I had to handle people from the streets
Yo.
too that came out from the streets to get out of that lifestyle. But they were still with us, especially after shout out to Supervisor West, even though that school goofy, then the leaders in that school, y'all goofies. Just want to make that be clear and known. But it's in Chicago. It is a very tough and a lot of life or death situations.
Really?
It could be one moment, bro.
Yep.
It could be one. You can even be just driving the wrong part of town, the wrong block, and you could put yourself and your family in danger. And it's like you always got to be careful for surviving all that.
Right.
And you still live in a tough part of the neighborhood, but you're in a decent spot. You know, you're blocked out. You know what I'm saying?
We built the wall.
You built the wall.
We built the wall.
You built the walls, my boy. Where you
walls are necessary, bro. Walls are necessary.
It helps.
Hey.
It helps,
Hey,
especially
it helps.
when
It helps.
illegal activities want to be roaming free.
I'm saying.
And it's like at the end of the day, it's like there's a lot of danger in a lot of places, not all places. Chicago's a beautiful city.
Yeah, no, it is.
And most of Chicago is unbelievable.
Yeah.
But you have your patches here and there
Big patch.
throughout the that you do not go there. I don't care how tough you are. You just don't go to those places. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unless you're doing like a news report, and you still got to be careful because there's news reporters, people that bring cameras and they're like, "Hey, can we have a conversation?" And they're gonna check you. And the checks are the same. A lot of times. So we have a lot going on right now. Why are we worried about Putin? You know what I'm saying?
The keyboard's working.
And there's and not just Chicago, but across the United States, there are cities like this. And it's like we have smaller fish to fry because we're in a small pond. You know what I'm saying? Let the big guys take care of the big guys, but pay attention to what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Pay attention and don't overreact. There's a lot of people that I know that'll overreact. Like even with the stuff that happened with Iran, there's so many people are like, we're not safe anymore.
Right.
We're not. It's like let's take a deep breath. Let's breathe. Your anxiety's kicking in. I get it. I understand it, but we're not there yet. You know, this is just the beginning of what's. I don't even want to say what's to come. It's the beginning of the negotiation.
Yeah,
table.
nothing might
Both
come.
parties have been at the table, the negotiating table, for a long time,
Right.
and they're still at the negotiation table.
Right.
But there's still a lot more that needs to be done, and a lot more serious stuff in order to be like, okay,
Right.
we need to build a bunker. like decades of stuff needs to happen in order for that to occur. So it's like, take a deep breath.
Right.
We're in the most blessed country in the world.
Yeah.
That gives the most opportunity. There's a reason why everyone wants to come to the United States.
There is that reason.
The United States can provide for you and your family to have a house, have a good neighborhood. You can mow your own lawn if you want to. There's so much opportunity, endless, where you can collect the bag, and there's no excuse to being like, you don't get money at all. Like, there's no excuse. You can find a way.
There's always jobs. There's
always a way in America. We're blessed to be in this country.
No, we really are.
And like in China, North Korea.
Yeah.
They got it. That's rough over there.
Yeah.
Their supreme leader is wild.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wild.
That's crazy.
It's crazy what's going. So it could be worse here.
It could definitely be worse.
It could be way
That's
worse.
That's why I'll be honest. When I saw that whole like no
where
kings protesting, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just was like, look, I get that you guys are passionate. Or like, well, I'll tell you what it is. It's this whole. I mean, look,
it's the media agenda.
It's
bro.
the media agenda one, but
if
we're gonna be honest, there's also like a look again. Like I told this one person on Facebook, they did this his first term, except then there was the Black Lives Matter movement. Yeah. They find communities to stoke and get excited for things to cause chaos throughout the presidency, so that the public feels a sense of panic and they're convinced that this is all happening because of him. And it's like,
you know why this stuff's happening? Because everyone want to rob stores.
Yeah, no, right? That's what it is.
This is why it got to where it was, bro. And now they don't. A lot of people don't want to take responsibility.
That's what I was telling this
for
girl.
the action.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was telling you.
Let's not forget.
It's like, look, because here's the thing. Like again, the media is going to show you what they want to show you, what they want you to see, right? So they're going to show you only the things that are going to tug your heartstrings in the sense of like, oh no, this poor, land family, whatever, this wife, whatever, they're going to show you all this stuff. And it's like, that's not all of it.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not all of it. If you think that's all it is,
that's a goldfish in the ocean.
So they're showing you just what they want to show you, specific things that they want to show you. To tell you. And look, I'm not saying, like, here's the thing. You can have empathy for that. So do I. Like, I get it. Again, morally or not even, morally, I guess I see the like, I get it. Like, it's heartbreaking to see, like, families get torn because it's like, man, they thought they could get away with it. Because that's technically what it is, right? They thought they could get away with it, and they wanted to try and do something, and look, or if we're gonna be honest, like sometimes it's like, it's not even that they were. It doesn't necessarily mean that they were also just living innocent lives either. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see this even happening with like family members that are not even like, just like gang members and stuff, and that's heartbreaking. And so like, it's like, if these things don't touch your heart, then then you're kind of cold-hearted. But just because these things can touch your heart, meaning like again, it could be the gangbanger father who's finally now getting arrested for a crime he committed, but he clearly does still have a family. He has kids that still love him and a wife that still loves him, and now he's going to be away, and that's heartbreaking. But nobody says anything then. Why? Because it's understandable. Like, it's like, well, hey, like you break the law, and that's just what happened.
You know what they say? That's not newsworthy.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It's not newsworthy.
It's probably not, to be honest with you. But neither, I think, is this other aspect of it, is what I'm saying. Because it's like, okay, I get, like, you think, like, I didn't need to know that this is emotional, like that. I don't need to know that. But if it's happening, it's happening, and it's going to happen. But again, so empathy is there for sure, because it's like, I get it, but it's not to say that, just because it's heartbreaking, it shouldn't happen. Like, no, well, look, there's other, and again, it's not to, because I get it. Like, you see people like go back and forth with this, and it's always like, oh, you're too focused on the technicalities that you have no heart. And it's like, no, I have a heart. I get it. I get what you're saying. It's heartbreaking, but technicalities still do matter. The facts do matter. Meaning, like, we do not necessarily have the resources to take care of everybody that just wants to come in here. That's just a fact. You know,
especially when they're coming illegally.
Yo, exactly.
Like,
well, and
you
look,
can't cut the line, bro.
you
Like,
can't- and the thing is, if we're gonna be honest, though,
where I have a, I
but
can
if-
go to front line.
but if we're gonna be honest, they are.
Yeah.
They are
Oh,
because
yeah.
a lot of these cities like Chicago, I'll just say that, are doing this.
Yeah.
And then here's another reality.
Venezuelans too, bro.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
crazy out here.
look, here's the thing, dude.
It's crazy.
Here's a bro. Like from experience, I've seen people who are not documented, have no papers, go to like these medical the places, I forget what it's called, like wow, my mind's but I'm like, but the places you go to get like medical aid, like to get your like food stamps and like that, all that, and they get accepted, like like that. And then when you see somebody who's like actual American, they get denied because it's given to the person that's not even American. I've seen it.
That's an issue.
I've seen it.
I've seen it too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and because there's this, like, I look out for my own thing, like, and again, and like, it sucks because I've seen it happen. It's happened. Matter of fact, it's even happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, that's just the way I guess the world works. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I hate like when people like even trying to just make it seem like it's a white problem. Like white people are the only racists. Like, no, I've been the victim. I've been a victim of racism from people who are Latino, like, just from other like ethnicities. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was the only Puerto Rican working in a all Mexican warehouse, and I got the short end of the stick because I'm not one of them. You know what I'm saying? So like, spare me this idea of like, oh, like we're the downtrodden. Like, no, like that's just how this works. Like, or not that it's like that's how it works everywhere all the time, but like the reality is people function like that from time to time or in certain places. So if that is a problem, and we have to be honest. Like, look. We do not have all the resources for everybody. And when you have veterans out on the street that are American citizens that fought in wars for us, that can't get taken care of because there's not enough money or resources to take care of that, because there's money and resources being poured into this, and then the people that are not being given this for the most part are people that are not even American citizens. That's also a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, you can't just look over that.
And let me tell you this: the VA is an absolute joke.
I've heard that too.
Personally, and I know a lot of people who are former military as well. Sometimes it works. It helps a lot of people out, right? But majority of the people I know that are in the military, the VA does not help. They don't do nothing. Right. Absolutely nothing. Like, I'm still trying to get some paperwork that I asked for 15 years ago.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. Absolutely insane of all the issues that are going on. Is there anything new over here?
Yo, Jonathan,
he's trying to be nice. He's trying to be nice, y'all.
Trying to be. I wish I would have seen this when it popped up. It would make more sense. Yo, Jonathan, appreciate you hopping on. I hope you're still watching. Appreciate you watching. Thank you. Hopping on. Love you, brother.
Frankie.
Yo, man, my brother Tony says what's up. Tony.
Tony. What's Tony?
Right, which Tony?
Where's Tony?
Yo, Frankie, appreciate you hopping on, brother.
Make sure you hit that like for us.
Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you hit the share button.
Yeah, all that.
Subscribe if you're not subscribed.
From DPI. Tony from DPI.
Tony from DPI.
What's DPI?
That's well, that was the company that used to be QCD before QCD was.
Okay,
that's where
gotcha.
Tony. I'm drawing a blank right now, brother. I don't know why, but I'm drawing a blank.
Man, Tony was a member.
Sorry, Tony. I'm sorry, Tony.
Well, what's up, Tony? We appreciate
you as well.
Excuse me.
Tony, man, it sounds like I should know the name too.
I want to change the subject.
Yeah.
And there's something I need to talk about. I don't know if you know this.
Go ahead.
This is NBA related. Basketball related.
Okay.
How do you feel about the Houston Rockets trading for Kevin Durant?
For him?
They got him. They got KD.
No.
They traded Jalen Green, 2 other players, 5 draft picks, I think. I think most of them were second-round draft picks.
Okay.
And a first-round draft pick for KD. How do you feel about that? Because I don't think you knew about it.
I didn't.
And this is the reaction. This is the first reaction that we're getting.
I didn't know about it.
I'm gonna get the full trade.
Yeah,
right
get the
here
full
for you
thing.
right now.
I will say this: I like KD. I love KD. I guess maybe there's discussion to be made about is he the same since the injury?
He's the only one that's been on that injury and playing at that level.
Playing at that level still.
So nobody else with the Achilles.
Thank you. Yes, I think that's worth discussion because again, anybody else and that we've seen, not the same result.
Yeah.
He's still playing really great with that injury, and that speaks volumes. I love KD as an athlete. So yeah, if Houston getting KD, dog.
Look, here's the full trade. All right,
That's crazy.
Phoenix send KD to Houston in the deal for Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, the number 10 overall pick, and 5 second rounders. That's chump change, man. But I like Jalen Green a lot. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
I am.
That kid can ball.
He can.
He's a youngster.
Yeah.
And that dude, he's always in the Sports Center top 10 with some crazy dunk highlights. But how do you feel about KD going to Houston? And do you think that's going to matter and elevate them to championship level? I feel like they still need to do more. But let me get your thoughts on that.
I have to refamiliarize myself with their roster to see what his role is going to be in that team.
They got Jalen Thompson, who's going to be their shooting guard. They got Fred Van Fleet, who's their point guard.
Nice.
You got KD at small forward.
Yep.
I forget their center's name. He's really good. I like him. He reminds me of Joker from Denver.
Denver, okay.
He's a lot younger. But I think they're deep, bro. I like that starting five.
Yeah, that's
is nasty,
That's
and
nice.
them only giving up 1 draft pick.
Yeah.
First rounder is
right.
insane.
Yeah.
5 second round. No one it's
No,
rare
yeah.
to find a good player in the second round, bro. It's
Yeah,
very rare. I only can name a handful. I can name Draymond Green. He was a second round pick.
Right.
I can name Ayo Dosunmu. I think he's a solid player. That's outperformed that second round status.
Yep.
There's a few more out there. I think Isaiah Thomas was good. He doesn't play anymore.
Right.
Not the Pistons, Isaiah Thomas.
Okay.
The one that played for the Bucks. He played for Phoenix. He's been pretty much around the league.
Yeah.
I think he was a really good player as well too. But getting I feel like those 5 second round, you can take 10 of them.
Take them all.
To me personally.
Right.
And man, I think Houston, they just need a couple more pieces now off the bench. They need some shooters now. They got KD who can shoot, but they need some 3-point shooters now.
Yeah.
Fleet can shoot too. They got shooters.
Van Fleet can shoot.
But I think they need more off the bench. Maybe getting like TJ McCollum from the Pacers. I think his contract's due. You sign him in the offseason as your 6th man. You have something cooking in Houston. But just give me your full.
So I mean, look, I think this isn't the only trade they're making, or the only. Yeah, this isn't the only trade they're making. Right now, this is something great though to start with. Yeah. I think now they're going to think, how can we build around this team we have now? And I think they're probably thinking what you're thinking. But yeah, as of right now, I agree with you. Hearing the names you just gave me reminded me of who they have, and I'm like, yeah, that's a solid 5. And if they just get the right pieces for like 6-man and just a deeper bench,
that could be a scary squad.
That's a scary squad. And here's the thing, like KD, I think it's evident, plays well in the West type game. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like he did more damage when he was with OKC, Golden State,
than he did in Brooklyn. Here's it's not really the East that factors that. It's more the players that are around you.
Right.
When you have Devin Booker, who needs the ball to be Devin Booker.
That's true.
When you have Bradley Beal, who needs the ball to be Bradley Beal.
Right.
When you have James Harden, who needs the ball to be James Harden.
Yeah.
You have Kyrie Irving, who needs the ball to be Kyrie Irving.
Crazy to me, dog.
It's tough to mesh when everyone needs the ball.
Yeah.
To show their strengths on the team.
Right.
Now he's on the team that's pass first.
Yeah.
Their center's a pass first center, but he can still drop 27 a game.
Right.
Van Fleet, ever since he came in from Toronto, the dude can ball. and he's a facilitator and a 3-point shooter.
Right.
That's a dog. He is a dog, and he plays great defense as well too.
I think that's gonna be a team to wreck with, dog.
Jalen Thompson,
Yeah.
I think he's the most underrated player in the NBA.
Yeah.
He is so good to me. Like
Yeah.
them for Phoenix not to get
do you?
Thompson. For Phoenix not to get him, bro.
Yeah.
And they still got KD. To me, that's blessed.
Right.
If you're getting KD, I'm getting Green and Thompson.
Right.
I think Thompson is one of the best shooting guards in the NBA.
He is. No, he is.
To me, he's top 10 right now. Not a lot of people will say that. I think he's top 10 shooting guards right now. The kid's like 23 years old.
Yeah, and he's only gonna
He's
get better.
a monster.
Yeah.
And for Houston to keep him and get KD,
Smart. That's good on their behalf.
man, Houston's gonna be in trouble. I need the Lakers to make some moves now. I need them to get a big man that can play some defense to match Luka's energy, bro. I need the Lakers to do something special.
Man.
But the Bulls ain't going to.
up.
They
Yeah.
just, hey, you know what the Bulls did? They re-signed their GM and their president. 3 years. 3 more years of this. We've never made the playoffs with this regime.
That's just sad.
And you know what our owner said? I like what you're doing.
Oh,
Here's a 3-year contract. Here's more of this. I want more of this now.
oh, they're killing me, bro. They're killing me, dog.
I got rid of my black and red, and I got the purple and gold now. That's
Right.
all I gotta say.
That's
all I gotta say.
I mean, look,
That's all I gotta say.
I got some homies that even like a lot of guys that are on the definitely on the Laker hype. You know what
I
I'm
like
saying?
Luka. So when they got Luka,
Yeah, you were there.
I'm sold.
Yeah,
We traded
Yeah.
Zach LaVine, Jamar DeRozan, Alex Caruso.
you're right.
Guess how many draft picks we got? Yes.
I don't want to.
Yes.
One. No,
Yeah, zero.
no.
We got our own draft pick from the Spurs.
What the hell's going
We
on?
got 0 draft picks, brother.
What the hell's going on?
Look, hear me out now. Somebody else just got traded recently, right?
Yeah,
Forgot who. I gotta look it up.
I heard there was Celtics were picking someone up too.
Screw something. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Here, let me find it right now. Somebody got traded a couple days ago. It was a big trade. I don't remember who, but I'm gonna find it. Can somebody in the chat remind me who got traded, bro? Because it's gonna bug me.
Oh,
Where do I find it? Where do I go? NBA trade tracker. How about that? Oh, the Grizzlies. They traded Desmond Bain to Orlando for 5 first-round draft picks.
what?
Yeah, that was the one. Desmond Bain. They got 5 first-round draft picks for him. DeRozan, LaVine, Caruso, 0. They got a 3-year extension. Make it make sense. I think the NBA league knows the Bulls are the weakness,
Yeah.
and they're just dogging them. They're not gonna give you no draft picks. You're still gonna make the deal, though.
Do you think?
We're the laughing stock, and
you-
we have the worst organization in the NBA right
Dude,
now.
hold on. Is it okay? Hold on. I hate going down this route because I'm not really a conspiracy theorist of this nature. But the question I think that needs to be begged here is this incompetence or is there some corruption here?
It's incompetence.
You think so?
Because AK, Arturus, he doesn't know anything about basketball. He said for the past 3 years, we're not trading any of our players because we have a winning team in our hands right now. This year, they traded LaVine, right? They got 0 draft picks. Because you trade LaVine, you expect, okay, Vooch has to go now then.
Yeah.
Kobe White's going to have to go because if Vooch and Kobe White are on this team, they're
Right.
going to shoot their ways into wins
Right.
during the season. We're going to win more games with them.
Right.
But if we trade him, we'll lose more. We should be closer in getting
Right.
a draft pick.
Right.
They kept him. We won more games. We got into the play-in tournament. Again,
Yeah.
all they want to do is get that extra home game.
Right.
So instead of 41 home games, they get
Right.
42.
Sounds like
So now they're making a little bit more money.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Sounds
corruption.
like corruption.
They get a little more money than what teams that won't make the playoffs do. Because they got an extra home game.
Right. And I guess that's what I meant when I said
And
corruption.
the same owner as the Bulls is the same owner as the White Sox.
Yeah.
Ryan's dork.
Right.
Ryan's dork.
Ryan's
Can't
dorcas.
stand him, bro. I can't stand that organization, bro. It got to the point where I couldn't take anymore.
Yeah.
And my boy Prince was there with me when I was talking about it. I'm like, I'm done with the Bulls, bro.
Yeah.
I'm done with them.
Yeah.
I can't do this anymore.
Look, dude, I mean, I'm not mad at you.
I told your brother, don't invite me to the Bulls games. Even if it's free, I don't want to go, bro. Unless unless you're gonna see the Lakers, I don't want to go. I don't want to see the Bulls versus Sacramento.
I have
You know what I mean?
no interest now because you just got rid of your whole lineup that I was kind of invested in.
They still have Bush. They still have Kobe White. They need to trade those players, and we need to rebuild.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But we need draft picks in order to do that.
Right.
You want to hear the craziest part?
Oh, what?
Because we made it to the play-in,
Yeah.
we had a coin flip with the Dallas Mavericks for the positioning of the draft. The Mavericks won the coin flip. They got the number 1 overall pick this year.
No fucking way.
They got, I was just call him Cooper Cup. That's the dude in the NFL.
Right. What?
But they got the biggest rookie to
Yeah.
come to the NBA
Yeah.
probably since LeBron.
Okay.
He's coming. I think it's Cooper Flax. I think that's his name.
I feel like
He played with Duke. He is him.
Yeah.
I seen him play. I'm like, for him to play like that,
Yeah.
at 18 years old,
Yeah.
is LeBron-esque.
Yeah.
Not saying he's gonna have a career like LeBron. LeBron is different, special, unique on his own.
Yeah.
To put up those numbers, he's been playing for 21 years.
Yeah.
No one's done it like him.
Yeah.
Shout out to LeBron. Ain't nothing wrong being with the second greatest of all time.
Yeah,
Respect
exactly.
respect
for that.
But we
Somebody has to come.
we were a coin flip away from the number 1 overall pick. These are the decisions that Chicago Bulls continue to make, bro. This is why I'm not a Bulls fan anymore. I'm done with them. I'm done. Until that regime is gone, I'm done with them. So the next 3 years, it's the Lakers.
I'll tell you what, bro. I think I'm on board with you there. I think
I boycott them.
I'm gonna boycott them with you because
They don't deserve my money. I'm not getting no jerseys.
You don't deserve. Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
getting nothing Bulls.
Right.
And hey, if it's my birthday and you're like, I want to get pinned something, you better not give me no bull stuff. 'Cause I'm burning it in my backyard. I'm burning it. I'm burning it.
It's burned.
It's done. Don't give me nothing Bulls.
Okay.
Holy snikes,
Yeah,
bro.
that's crazy.
It's pissing me off.
That's crazy.
It pisses me off.
This
bro.
is crazy to
Yeah,
me.
bro.
Oh my god. That's insane, bro.
It pisses me off. Like,
That's
to the fullest,
insane.
To the fullest. And they got a 3-year extension. Like last week. We
Oh
like
my
what you're
God.
doing. Here's 3 more years.
It's so frustrating.
Of
bro,
no
'cause it's
playoffs,
like, how,
no
like,
draft picks, no rebuilding.
how much, like, you know, what pissed me off about that is just like, all that tells me is like, great, more years of not seeing anything. Like,
I'd
no
rather be
championship,
a Charlotte
no-
Hornets fan than a Bulls fan right now.
Yeah.
That's saying something.
Look, I'll say this much.
Bring the Bobcats back.
I will
bro.
say this is the benefit of being born in a different city, even though I was raised here in Chicago.
Yeah.
It allows me to have a different.
You got your Boston.
Yeah, I always
New
have
England
Boston.
and all that stuff.
I always have
yeah.
Boston. You know, saying you and your Patriots,
Yeah.
but the Boston Bruins, whatever.
I only have
And Red
Chicago.
Sox.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
know.
I'm
Yeah.
jumping in new territory
Yeah,
now,
I
being a Lakers fan. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I always liked the Lakers. When I was a kid, I don't know if you remember this, but I
Yeah,
had that Shaq jersey.
Yeah, the Shaq jersey.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that team.
I
Though.
always had some
Kobe,
nice little
Fox.
fits. I was at my mom's crib. I was looking back at some. She brought some photo albums out for me.
Right.
Every photo you see me, I had some sports gear. I
Yeah,
was like,
oh,
I was a cold little
bro,
dude, boy.
nigga,
I was like, no wonder I was where I was at the time. You know what I'm saying? I was like, no wonder I was pulling. You know what I'm saying? I was always pulling. I was always, you know what I'm
You
saying?
always had the sports gear on.
Always looking good.
That was
Always
just
had the
like-
nice Jordans.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
All
6, 7,
types
8.
of jerseys.
All the everything.
My man was wearing headbands back in the day. You know
Before
what
it
I'm
was tight. You know what I'm
saying?
saying? I had the AI. Do you remember the AI jersey, bro?
I had the AI kicks. kicks.
You had the kicks. I did too. The and ones. You know what I'm saying? Those are crispy, bro. We had them all.
The Reeboks were here.
Yeah, but it was mostly bull stuff and bear stuff and Cubs stuff. Because I love.
Bro, Cubs been looking good.
Oh my
Cubs
god,
been looking
I've
good.
been to 3 games so far this year.
Yeah.
Every month I'm going to a game.
Yeah.
And then me and my cousin were going to go to a playoff game once they make the playoffs.
Okay, nice.
This is the funnest team I've seen since 2016.
No, they're great. They're a great team to watch.
They're
Look,
so fun.
I'll say this: like,
So
look,
fun.
okay. I've always been a Chicago fan overall, so
Yeah.
like, but I because I lived in the South Side, I did have an affinity for the Sox. I was like, all right, well, I'm in the South Side now. I gotta, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember it.
So there was that phase, you know what I'm saying? And it worked out for me because it was like 2005. We won it, cool. So like I chose the right time to be a White Sox fan. And look, and actually, you know, I'm kind of. That wasn't just that. I was heartbroken with the whole Sosa thing. You know, it disenchanted me.
Well, that hurt me too.
Yeah, it
As a
disenchanted.
Cubs fan,
Yeah.
I was like,
You know, but and that's when I was a Cubs fan. Is my whole
Lord,
point.
bro.
I was, you know, I was big on Sosa. I was big on that Cubs team.
Yeah.
And yeah, so when that whole thing with Sosa broke out, I'm like, you know,
the thing that hurt the most is when he quit on the team.
Yeah.
He left.
Yeah.
Mid game.
that
was
right
the one
hurt.
that I was like,
Yeah.
like, screw you then, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you gonna do that? Screw you then, bro.
Yeah.
But it hurt.
And
It's
it-
like
and it-
losing a family member or something.
Yeah,
That's how
for
deep
sure.
it is for the Cubs.
And
bro.
that's no, for sure. And it disenchanted me though with the whole team, because I was just like, oh man, like whatever, you know. And so there was a point where like I really wasn't into it, but then I kind of get back into it with the whole, like I said, moving to the South Side, you know. So I was like, all right, cool, Sox fan now, you know. And they were a good team back then. They had some good player, Frank Thomas. It was a pretty good.
I liked
team.
Frank Thomas and I liked
Leo.
Baglio. I thought that was cool.
That was a time. That was a time.
That was cool.
That was a time,
But
bro.
I couldn't like. I
No, well,
remember
you were always Cubs.
2 times I rocked White Sox.
Yeah,
gear.
yeah.
I even told my mom this week. I was looking at pictures and I had a nice little White Sox little fleece jacket, bro. It was clean, but I remember that day too.
Yeah.
I remember my father, he bought that for me and he wanted to take me to a Sox game.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't want to go, bro. Like, what are we doing?
You don't
Like,
know me.
I don't want to go at all to this. Like, with the smell.
Yeah.
So I go, well, he gave me that. So I wore the jacket
Yeah.
and he gave me a hat and I wore the hat.
Right.
And
But look, okay.
but I was cheering for the Twins that game with the Sox gear.
Get him out of
The
here!
Twins won 24-3 that game, bro. 24-3.
Oh,
I had a
man.
blast, but I hated where I was wearing. That was one of the 2 times I
Can I
ever
get
wore
a
Sox gear.
second
What's the second
The
time?
second time was it like I almost feel like I was.
You were there.
Right?
You were
Was it with the
there.
Mosers?
No.
No, okay, because I could have went to some Sox games.
It was with Ruby, Marina.
Oh yeah,
We took the train
we
out
took the
there.
train out there.
I had a bad hair day, my boy. And I didn't have no hats or nothing. I didn't have no stuff in my hair, and my hair wasn't a buzz cut or nothing like that. I had hair. I had hair. You know what I'm saying? I still got hair. Hey, by the way, for a 35-year-old, I still can put 4. But look, I can put 3, my boy. I'm proud of this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not everyone can say that.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
I'm proud of my hair, but I have really bad hair that I didn't have any product, and I needed a hat.
Yeah.
And I remember y'all gave me this White Sox hat, and
That's right.
I was like, you ain't got no other hat.
Nope.
You ain't got nothing from Boston, my
Nope.
boy. We're not giving you nothing from Boston. And I wore the Sox hat.
Yeah.
I felt disgusting that
Yeah.
whole day. We went to the beach too, I think,
Yeah.
after the game.
Yeah,
or
we did,
before
yeah.
we did something.
Before
I
the
think,
game, not before the game, because the game was
at night time, right? It was night game. Yeah, we went to the beach and then we went to the game. Those are the only 2 times in my life that I wore Sox gear.
Look, I'll say this: the reason
And I clapped for them when they won the World Series. Like, hey,
they won it. They won it. That's what matters.
And then I spit on.
Bro, look, I'll say this much though too. Like, I think socks. It's funny. A lot of people actually rock socks gear because I feel like
The logo's tight and
the logo's
black
tight.
and white is
The black
clean.
and white is
It's
clean.
It's
And you can wear it with anything.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I'm
clean.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
we're like with other teams, especially like Cubs, like you have to be specific. It's like, all right, I have to wear blue and red or something of those colors that come with the Cubs concept of colors.
Yeah.
But all that to say, that was when I was a Sox fan, whatever, like hardcore Sox fan. And then after that, again, it was like I don't really care. I was more like I'm kind of just happy if either or of the teams win.
I mean, they've been bad for 20 years now.
They're
back to the 100-year.
Right.
They're on their way.
Back in the curse. They're back in the curse.
They're on their way. They're on their way.
But then I got back into the whole. Matter of fact, actually, I got back into the Cubs franchise when they had what was that pitcher?
John Lester?
Nope.
Was he was in Boston?
I think it was
Kerry
him.
Wood, Mark Pryor, Carlos Zambrano.
Yes, that kid. Then that's when I started fucking with the Cubs again. I'm like, okay, this is a solid squad, whatever. And then I was following them more than the Sox. I rock Sox because I just think it's team. But again, that's when I started following the Cubs more. And then obviously once we got into when we got this guy, Puerto Rican guy, Baez, Javi. You know what I'm saying? Then it was like, all right, now we got a squad. We were killing it. We won the World Series.
Bandwagon fans.
Chicago fans. Chicago fans. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy.
Either a Cubs fan or a Sox fan. Every time a team is winning, you rocking
the reason I was pointing this out, though, this is actually what I was trying to get at, is that the Sox had an aura back when you were saying, like, again, it was that Maglio, and the park was hyped then. It lost its aura after that.
Yeah.
It's been done. Guaranteed. You can go to a Cubs game and the aura is there every game.
Win or lose.
The aura is there.
It was rated the best baseball field in the entire United States.
Yes, for a reason. And
friendly confines.
Yeah. 100%.
That's why I go once a month.
And it might be because it's where it's at.
It was like that even when we were bad.
No.
Good time. Oh, the north side at the specific location. I get it.
I don't know.
When you go to the Sox bar, you got case.
Yeah, you want to stop.
You gotta be ready. It's a rough neighborhood.
You don't go there empty-handed.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Gotta protect yourself when you're out there.
You go to the Cubs stadium?
I mean, last year someone shot in the stadium. I accidentally shot the Cubs. Brother, how'd you get that in there, bro? You'll never see that at Wrigley. Wrigley has all the preppy, all the Europeans, the Polish are taking over. You know what I'm saying? It's a good city, bro. Yeah. And then you got all the bars out there. You know what I'm saying? Like Sluggers is probably one of the best bars I've ever been to.
Dude, we were just there for it wasn't my birthday. Technically, it was a few days after, but we were there for that Puerto Rican day celebration they had. So we have the jersey now, sick jersey. Oh man, so whatever, we rocked that. Watched the game, and I was happy because they won. Yeah. I was concerned because I feel like I have this kind of like. I feel I have this curse on me sometimes that for some reason, whenever I go to a live game,
it's an L.
It's an L.
That's tough.
Almost every time.
It used to be like that.
Yeah, almost every time.
I'm on like a 6-game win streak right now.
Well, this one broke. The Brosman broke it. There was one time that broke, but this was the second time that curse broke, and I'm hoping that's like happens now going forward. But after that, dude, that's the whole thing. You can leave the stadium and you go bar hopping. Like it's the whole scene.
Awesome vibe.
It's an awesome vibe. Always there. It's a great experience. It's like
I love slugging.
You don't even have to be a Cubs fan to just have a good time.
Yeah. What's better? You go to a bar after you drinking at a game.
Right.
You go to a bar, you drink a little bit more,
and there's some food.
And then you hit the batting cages afterwards. It's in the bar. It's in the basement of the bar. They got batting cages where you can hit from 70 to 90 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying?
Hit yourself over the head.
50 to 90. Yeah, like. I guess. But you're drunk and you're swinging, you're having a good time, bro.
Sweating it out.
Nothing like Wrigley, bro.
It's an experience.
Nothing like Wrigley. Yeah. My cousins come from San Diego to come out here. We went to 2 Cubs games back to back when they played the Reds. The last 2 games.
Nice.
And because he brought his sisters with him, and it was the first time they were in Chicago since they were like 15 years old. We vibed out, but we went to Sluggers after the game. We had a good time. Right. And it's the only ballpark where you can do that, where there's a lot of activities that you can do.
Stuff you can do after the game.
Outside the stadium.
And actually, they hold
bro.
a lot of activities even in the field, like when there's no games going on.
Fridays, kids run the bases for free. 1,000 kids, all the kids, pretty much all the kids in the stadium, they run the bases for free. So if you want to catch a Cubs game, you got kids Fridays. Take your kids so they can run the bases.
They even do that Winter Wonderland thing.
Yeah,
in the winter
time.
Yeah,
and it's
a really good spot.
Yeah,
it's a really good spot.
Wrigley's awesome.
It really is.
It's like that's a place I don't mind going to.
Yeah. Oh no.
If someone invites me, I'll fight it.
Yeah,
but then I'll go.
But you gotta go. You gotta go.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's one of the only still original ballparks to exist out of all the ballparks, and then yet they found a way to renovate it.
But it still has that classic feel, bro. It still has like that 1940s, 1950s feel, bro.
Yes.
That's why I love it so much too.
It's a vibe.
They didn't take away the essence when they easily could have.
Yeah.
They kept the green seats.
Yep.
They kept the scoreboard. Yep. The city is still it's looking nicer. No more Taco Bell. Everyone used to go to that Taco Bell.
We don't need
right
Taco Bell.
The street. Now it's a bunch of restaurants, clothing stores, all that. Oh man, I love Wrigley Field. I'm glad the Cubs are playing good. We lost today 14-6, but it was a fun game, bro.
Yeah.
It was still a good game.
Hey, it's okay.
Watch,
they won
bro.
yesterday. What? It was like a killing.
Yeah, we destroyed it. Baseball is baseball.
Yeah.
You're gonna win. You're gonna lose. There's 162 games.
Yeah, you can't win them all.
You're gonna lose 60 at minimum. Or like you're gonna lose more than
crazy.
You're gonna lose 7. You're gonna lose 8. Impossible.
But
it's baseball.
Yeah.
You can't. Every pitcher is different. Like I don't know if did you ever play baseball?
I mean, not
like
played
on
it.
a team.
Yeah. I tried out. I was part of that process, so I know what they were looking for and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But never really like actually fully went through with it. Even though I made it to like the second round, whatever. I was too busy getting high and stuff.
Yeah.
So I
look. You could tell.
Yeah.
Hey, just look. Hey, look.
My boy busted out.
Look, just looking at the photo, I told I went to my mom. You could tell I could play just looking at me. If you look at the team picture, you could tell who couldn't play, and you could tell who the dogs were.
Right.
I was that leadoff guy that could hit the ball.
Right.
I'm the dude that can hit home runs. You know what I'm saying? Like I was that dude. My whole until high school. I got half scholarships from Marquette and a couple schools. Yeah, but I couldn't do it because of my grades. So they wanted me to go to Division III, get my grades up, and then I decided to go to Milton. I ain't trying to do all that. I'm trying to leave my crib. I don't want to be here no more.
I remember that.
I didn't want to be
that discussion.
I didn't want to be here no more.
Yeah.
So I decided to go to military instead. But man, so baseball.
Right.
I know baseball.
Yeah.
I know baseball.
Oh yeah.
I know it.
I mean, dude, that
is the hardest sport. Like
the only two sports we actually
so hard to hit that
played
ball.
as kids that I remember, like was basketball and baseball.
And I was really good at both of those. Yeah. I was a dog. I was a dog. And,
I mean,
and I don't fully look like it, but when you see me play, you're like, God, okay, all right, he can ball. I remember at Proviso West, I tried out for the Proviso West team, bro, and they were looking at me like, who the heck is this Mexican kid? I ain't even Mexican, bro.
Right.
But who's this Mexican trying to try out with us Morenos? Like, we're gonna show him.
Right.
I remember I couldn't make a shot.
Right.
But I hustled and I played defense.
Right.
And the coach told me the only reason why you made the team is because you could hustle and you got good defense. Yeah. I'm like, Coach, I could shoot. I just had an off day today. Right. I had an off trial. Even though for 3 days I couldn't. I'm used to being the tallest dude, and now I'm one of the shortest dudes. Yeah, shout out to Robert Covington too, because he made me better too. He played for Portland. He was my teammate at Proviso. This dude was nasty. I remember he was 6'2" in sophomore year. Yeah, we went to summer league together. He was 6'8".
That's crazy.
He just grew, and I was like, yeah, Lee. But it was because of playing with people at the caliber where it's like scouts are watching them. Right. I was never even good enough to be college for basketball, but I was good, and I played with people who were really good. And it's like, but with baseball, that's I was always the dog. And it was such a fun sport. And being a Cub fan, when we won the World Series, I know I'm everywhere right now. No. But when we won the World Series, like I got emotional because my grandfather, he's the one who made me a Cub fan. Yeah. I remember going to his crib. He had that old school TV where he had to hit the top of it in order to get a clear thing of the Cubs game.
Some of y'all don't know about
that. You don't know about that, youngins. Y'all don't know the struggle. And I remember we won the World Series. He passed away. He never seen the Cubs win the World Series. He was 93 years old, and he never saw the Cubs win the World Series.
Yeah.
So when the Cubs won,
Right.
that's the first person that came to mind was my grandfather. That was for you, Abuelo.
That's crazy.
That's for you, dog.
Yeah.
Baseball is near and dear to my heart, and it's always better when the Cubs are winning. We're in
Yeah.
first place,
Yeah.
about 5.5 games up.
Yeah.
It feels good to be a Cubs
It feels
fan,
great.
especially this year.
Yeah.
We got dogs like Kyle Tucker and PCA.
Oh,
I'm the only one who called out PCA. I said, if that kid can hit,
Yeah.
he's a superstar.
Yeah.
And this kid is like 5th in home runs.
Yeah.
I'm loving every minute of Chicago Cubs.
Yeah.
It is the best
Yeah.
team in baseball to watch.
Yes.
If you've never been to Wrigley, get a plane ticket right now and just experience what it's like to be a Cub fan, because everyone's friend. It's the friendly confines for a reason.
It really is.
I love it.
The only
Don't go to
other
the Sox though. You're gonna hate.
yeah,
it.
White Sox no.
They got good food though.
Now,
they got good
hold
food
on.
though.
Yeah, I want to say
their
got
food
good
is killer,
though.
bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, you're not gonna get good food. You get dogs, burgers,
Yeah,
home run and pizza at the Cubs. Like, it's not great. If you want good food, you go to a White Sox game and look. They have restaurants in the ballpark as well too.
Yeah.
It's like a thing where it's like, hey, you want to go to a restaurant?
Yeah.
Hey, they got a game in the window. You can watch. Hey, got some bombs playing over there. That's in the background, you know what I'm saying? But it's mostly about the food over there. The Cubs.
What I was gonna say, White Sox is probably not a stadium you want to go to watch play.
No,
but
it's for food. Yeah,
food.
Yeah. They got some good stuff, bro.
Man.
They got some killer food out there in the White Sox Stadium. I can't even front about that.
The only other stadium that I've that I've been to that matches the aura for me personally, Red Sox.
Yes, yeah, Fenway.
Fenway.
I've never been. That's a
Fenway Park, bro.
That's a
man, that Green
It's a
Monster.
bulletin
That's the only other park that's still holding true to what it's was since the
Cubs
beginning.
and Red Sox. Those
Cubs
are the
and
only
Red Sox.
two, man.
And that says something, you know what I'm saying? Those are two, in my opinion, two of the best teams to see play.
Mhm.
And again, when you're at the park, that's the only other place I've been to that has experience of great vibe. Everybody's amped up. But I will say this much. Yeah. No, it's actually not. It's actually not. It
actually is, bro.
Trust me, it's not. But I'll say this, like,
I ain't gonna hear nothing of this Boston Yankees. I ain't gonna hear nothing crazy. I ain't gonna hear nothing sideways.
that's not racist. That's just rivalry.
How about
That's
when,
just rivalry.
when someone goes to not the Garden?
But you'll get that even if you go to New York and you're going in the Red Sox
you
gear.
won't get that at Wrigley.
You won't. You won't.
Won't get
You
that
won't.
at Wrigley.
You won't. You won't.
They're just happy
Even-
drunks enjoying
That's-
the show, bro.
That's true. That is true.
Happy drunks.
But I
enjoying
will
the
say
show.
this: Boston in general, it's very much like team oriented.
Yeah.
Like the city
Mm.
takes pride
Yeah.
in every one of its franchises.
Yeah.
Like so, everybody's like the everybody's diehard Red Sox,
Yeah.
everybody's diehard Celtics, everybody's diehard Bruins, everybody's diehard Patriots. And it shows in the city, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
I mean, they are a
Championship standards all across
all across the board.
Yeah.
Like, every team has made it to the championship, won it
Numerous
so
times.
numerous of
Yeah.
times. So it's very much like that out there. So there's that aura.
There's also a standard now over
Yeah.
there too. So when the teams suck, it's like,
It's-
hey,
yeah,
change it now.
changing that. Yeah,
Trade all these bums
and the team
and bring me a superstar. Bring him to me now.
Right, yeah. The
Yeah.
demand is there for if they really want it. You were saying something earlier, and I know I don't want to keep you too long. I don't know how long I got you.
Got 18 more minutes. Brother.
Okay, so you mentioned the regime of the Boston.
Yeah.
You know, we need change, and I 100% agree with you.
Mm.
Speaking of regimes,
Yeah.
the Iran regime.
Oh! Let's talk about it.
I just thought that was funny.
Yo,
No.
I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect that. Man. Speaking of regimes, the Iran regime. That's crazy work right there, bro.
Speaking of regimes,
Yeah, go
this is,
ahead.
I think the perfect time to insert this
Yep.
and finally get into this discussion.
Yep.
Obviously, you've been around, not around, but like obviously we've been boys for a long time now, so you're very well familiar with very movement I took place. I was involved with. The whole Snyder Cut thing. When we were fighting for the release of the Snyder Cut, we finally got it. It was great. But we were also, obviously fighting for regime change and things of that nature because we knew that it was the higher ups that caused the problem in the first place. And it almost seems like, to me, this is me, this is my opinion, and it just seems like Warner Brothers, just like a parent in Chicago, is intent on just like ripping us off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell's going on? Now, granted, this is my opinion.
Right.
We haven't really discussed this, so I'm not sure what your opinion is on this. What is your take, on who's in charge of DC now? How do you see that? Obviously regarding like James Gunn and Peter Safran. With all the movies we kind of know that are coming up, and obviously the more recent one, the more recent one that's about to come out, but everything kind of he's been promoting it, that's kind of come out later or whatever. Yeah, right. Okay. How do you feel about this?
All right.
What are your thoughts?
I thought they were going in the right direction when they released the Snyder Cut, the Justice League Snyder Cut.
Right.
I thought it was like, this is the step we were waiting for, and the future is bright now, Because Henry Cavill, he wanted to continue.
Right.
He even stopped. Don't tell me.
The Witcher.
The Witch. I said don't tell me. He even stopped The Witcher, so he could be Superman and all this. And he went to Black Adam, which was the worst of the worst. I hated that. But there was like hope at the end. Like, okay, and all that for nothing really left a bad taste in my mouth. Like, I like James Gunn. I've seen a lot of his movies. Yeah. I love the Guardian of the Galaxy movies. I think they're pretty decent movies. They're not the best, like, whoa, movie ever. They're not like that, but they're solid movies overall. I really like the first one, and I really like the third one. I thought the third one, having the story of Rocket, I liked it a lot. The second one, it was cool. Yeah. The Rocket one, 3 could have been better. All right, I'm not saying it was great because there was issues with it. I thought it was decent though. I thought it was pretty good. But I have mixed. It just didn't make total sense at the other day. But that's James Gunn for you right there too. Right. Him starting off with the Blue Beetle, I was like, why? Like, well, I get it, but no, like that's not how you set the tone. You know what I'm saying? And so this Superman movie,
the Blue Beetle was actually already.
In the works?
In the works. It was like, it was part of the lineup of Walter Hamada before he came in.
But why?
But James Gunn had his input. Well, why? Because they were already, like, it was already set. It was a contract and all that, so he had to go through. But I'll say this much:
breach the contract because he did all this stuff.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what pissed me off is that. So, if he would have just let them do what they were initially gonna do, like. Because these are the films that technically were already set to release, but technically under his tenure. Is it? Oh.
I had to say it's your brother. I had to stop it right there. Right. And the building.
And then in the building. Again, that's the bro. That's the broski right there. We're on a few tracks with each other, so go check that out. We got I can't think of the names right now. Oh, La Casa Vega. We got Mi Cama, Me Llamas, or Tu Me Llamas. We got a lot of songs. Go check them out. Check out his music. It's really great. Say what up, Pin. He's on Spotify. He's on all music platforms. But so like these movies kind of fell under his tenure to the point where he decided to put input on what he thought he wanted for these films.
You can't do that with other people's films, though.
I know, and that's the part that bothers me.
I know. The Snyder Cut
and
stuff, bro.
So that's why part of me is like, yo, you sabotaged the way these movies were supposed to be received. I feel purposely so that people would be more excited for what you were going to bring. Because from what was reported about what was supposed to come out, on between what was it? The Flash movie. Aquaman, the Lost Kingdom, and then the Blue Beetle movie, there were supposed to be different premises, different things that took place where the Justice, and even in Shazam Fury the God.
Yeah. Oh my God.
There were supposed to be more cameos and stuff of actually incorporating like just like Henry Cavill Superman. We're gonna like introduce these guys in there. Ben Affleck Batman, Aquaman, whatever. All these characters. We're gonna finally like so that we find a way to make it a cohesive universe finally. Whatever. And then he comes in and says, "We're not doing that." Matter of fact, even though Ben Affleck got to deal with this Flash movie, and he's supposed to be the guy at the end, you know what? I think it'd be funny because that's the kind of person I am. I like to add a lot of jokes to these movies. And why don't we bring back George Clooney Batman? And that'll be funny. That'll be great. Bro, you know, all these things that he switched up, and then even with the Aquaman movie, Batman was supposed to appear in Aquaman. Like
it would make sense.
It would make sense. But again, I feel purposely sabotaged these films so that people would be more hopeful for his films. And it's not to say that. And on top of that, then it was clear that because he was already set on building a new universe, they had no intentions of actually investing more money into the production of both Flash and Blue Beetle, which was obvious, right? Because there was like, yo, what the hell? Like the CGI is like bad, and it wasn't great. And then like even the VFX editing, like dude, there was moments you can see. It was so it annoyed the shit out of me. It's like, bro, like you can tell Blue Beetle's not in an actual like. Or not an actual, but he's not in a. It's not a suit. It's not a robotic suit. Yeah. You can tell it's fucking leather and shit. Yeah, it's fake, I see fucking gold.
They weren't paying attention.
Bro, dude, it was so crazy, and it's like, and what pissed me off was like, you go. It's like we had greatness, and then what's crazy about it is
on the horizon, bro.
Yeah, and what's crazy is then we get to this new Superman shit, and you're kind of still also taking shortcuts. It looks like because there's moments, at least. I mean, I guess yet to see the finished product when it's finally out, but it was like, yo, that's first off, I'm not a fan of the undies. I hate the undies.
So the whole attire sucks. The whole suit is trash. Especially because I think you had a perfect suit with the last suit.
Yeah, 100%.
That's perfection.
100%.
And then you come and see this one, it's like and I don't like that Superman is beatable in this next one. I don't like that.
That's bad.
I don't mind him being 3 years into Superman. Don't mind that.
Right.
But him being beatable is like, are we making a Superman movie? Right. Or what are we trying to do here? Because Superman is king when it comes to comic book heroes.
Right. He's the GOAT.
Whether you like it or not,
he's the original.
He's king.
Right.
No one's better.
Right.
From Marvel or DC.
Right.
No one's touching Superman.
Right.
He's invincible.
I mean, don't let the Marvel fans hear you say
hey, come at me, bro. Stop me when I'm lying.
That's all they're about.
Superman versus whoever. Superman's winning. Don't care. Well, not if I get kryptonite. So shut your goofy ass up, boy. Come on, man. He gonna let's be real.
Yeah, no.
Superman gonna zap that kryptonite with his eyes, and then he ain't gonna worry about it from a mile away, bro.
Right.
Oh, you got kryptonite here? Let me just fly it backwards in time and stop it before it even happens.
Right.
I don't even. But look, this new regime, like James Gunn, I don't know if he can pull this off from what we've been seeing so far.
Right.
The Blue Beetle, cool, but it's just because they have to do what Snyder Cut with Dark Side. I was so excited to see Dark Side in his full potential. Because if someone that could beat Superman, it's that boy right there. That's the monster. That's like, we need more people than just Superman to stop this cat.
Yeah.
Even his army is like, he's just too
overwhelming.
I love it.
Yeah.
And you had something there with the Snyder Cut.
Yep.
For you to fire Snyder and put your own Justice League and give us what you gave us, you're disrespecting the culture. You're disrespecting the comic books altogether. And you're disrespecting all the hard work actors that worked hard to bring a great film.
Right.
And then you're just going to fire everybody and start all over. You're giving us a new Superman. There's going to be a new Batman, but it's not going to be Robert Pattinson's Batman. So now I'm a little confused because that movie's still going to happen with Matt Reeves.
Right.
Even though it's taking forever. He just got the script.
take forever.
He's just sent the script out.
Right.
It's like, holy, how long is this movie? Like,
Yeah.
it better be good.
I mean,
It better be better than the first.
it better be. Yeah. Well, I'll say this one.
If it's worse than the first one, bye bye.
You better have fixed every problem that you have with Batman from the first
But
one.
he said he doesn't want to do Batman because they said that we've done every Batman story. I'm like, you haven't done the good ones yet. That's what he said.
Who said that?
Gunn. He said that, bro. Let's look it up.
Oh, this
Let's
guy's
look it up.
goofy.
Let's look it up.
Let's get it up.
He said that they've done all the Batmans, all the stories that need to be that were told. That they don't need to do Batman anymore. And I'm like, bro, you can't have DC without Batman, bro. I don't care what it is. Oh, that's Superman trailer, bro. I don't know, bro. I'm gonna watch the new Superman movie.
Honestly, I'm gonna just wait for it to come out on Max.
I'm gonna wait till it pops up on my phone and watch it illegally.
Or that. Honestly,
I'm gonna watch it
that's the
illegally.
only
I'm
other way.
sorry. I'm
That's
gonna
the
watch
only
it.
other
I'm
way.
gonna tell you what side I'm gonna use though.
Says no
Batman.
Oh wait, we're funny. Remember, but
What?
you can't hear from here.
What?
Remember the volume wasn't working earlier?
I know, but hold on. Let's see if it worked this time. Hold on.
Oh, hold on. Calls out people who say.
Yeah, let's see if we
James
can get.
Gunn says no Batman in the DC
We going
universe.
up. Shit
That's
going
2
down.
years ago, bro.
No. Scroll up. Do the short real quick.
Oh, which one? Oh, you want me to
Uh,
scroll?
wait. Go back real quick. Let's do that second one real quick.
This one?
Yeah.
Have mercy on my soul. Who's keep trying to test me and I
We have
will
it.
never fold. The way that Wendy raised me.
We just gotta raise the volume a little bit.
Load 'em up and let 'em go. Load 'em up and let 'em go. Load 'em up and let 'em fly.
That wasn't it. Can we Google it real quick first before we
Oh,
switch YouTube?
Yeah,
Let's Google it real quick.
Let's Google it. Let's use
I know I saw. Unless AI fooled me.
Could
Or it's
be.
possible.
But-
All right.
yeah, because that's just goofy to say. Because it's like, bro, we haven't even. To him say that is just so ignorant, and this goes to my point. Like everybody's like, or not even everybody. Here's the reality: most people that are coming up to bat for James Gunn right now.
Yeah, it came from Variety. I knew it. It's that one. Click the Facebook link. Every single Batman story has been told. Yeah. Go to the
dude.
Variety one.
James Gunn says Batman is my biggest issue in all of DC right now. Batman has to have a reason for existing, right? So Batman can't just be, oh, we're making a Batman movie because Batman's the biggest character in all of Warner Brothers, which he is. But because there's a need for him in the DCU, and a need that he's not exactly the same as Matt Reeves' Batman, but yet he's not a campy Batman, even though all your films are campy.
Yep.
But okay, I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in a funny, campy Batman, really.
Nobody is.
So we're dealing with that, he told Rolling Stone. Every single Batman story has been told. It seems like half the comics that have come out of DC over the past 30 years have Batman in them. He's the most famous superhero in the world and the most popular superhero in the world. What? And people love him. That's the same thing.
Yeah.
People love him because he's interesting, but also having so much of him out there can also make him boring. So how do you create that property that's fun to watch?
Come on, man. You feel me?
I'm sure there's more to it.
There's a whole thing about it.
Right.
The whole interview is on Vanity.
That's
It pisses
crazy.
me off, bro. It pisses me off.
That's crazy. It's like, because I'm gonna tell you the story I've been waiting for this whole time,
Yeah.
and that's how about Batman Beyond?
Thank you.
How about Batman Beyond?
That's what all we've been waiting for.
How about
bro.
Batman Beyond?
We've been
Give me
waiting.
some Terry McGinnis. Give me some Terry McGinnis.
Please, dude.
You know what I'm saying? I need that. I need that Terry McGinnis, Batman Beyond in
Let
the
that be
future.
the Batman this DCU.
Let that, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's not hard.
you're already, you know what I'm saying? You're already doing weird
We've
shit.
seen every single one.
You got
right?
Guy Gardner as Green Lantern in this film, so like, you can do whatever now, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's insane.
You got Bo Cook, Guy Gardner in your film. You can bring Batman Beyond in the film.
100%.
In that universe.
100%.
Anyways,
But that's the thing that frustrates me about James Gunn I don't know. He's ready for a
He
big
just
project
says
like
goofy
this.
shit that makes no sense to me,
Yeah.
dude.
It's frustrating.
Every single Batman story's been told. Like, what? I mean, okay, I get what he's saying. Maybe overall.
Yeah.
Maybe, but like you can't even say that though, because it's like there's still comics coming out.
I haven't seen Clayface, like a legit
Right.
one. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen all the Batman villains. What are we talking about?
That's true. That's so true.
We've only
That's
seen a
so
few of
true.
them.
That's so true.
We haven't seen all of them yet. Like, come
Not
on,
even
what are we
close.
talking?
Not
Not
even
even
close.
close.
Not even.
We've seen a handful. You know what I'm saying? And they keep recycling the same villains, different characters, different stories, and that's cool and everything. But eventually, it gets to the point where it's at now. Apparently, to James Gunn, where it's like we've told all the stories, or it's like, yeah, if you do a Joker again, but you still haven't done the fullness of who Joker is to a Batman.
right.
The best one was Heath Ledger, in my opinion.
Okay.
I thought Batman Dark Knight was one of the greatest DC movies ever created of all time.
You can't
Point blank, period.
can't
But
argue that.
we haven't seen the Mad Clown Joker to his full potential yet.
Right.
Like what we see in the comic books. So it doesn't really make full sense to me what he's saying. Hey, low key, that movie was good, bro.
No, but I'm bringing it up for a reason.
Yeah.
actually.
Because that's supposed to be the Superman.
I brought it up for a reason
Yeah.
because.
Rated R in theaters sometime in the future. I like
I-
David
I-
Denman, by the way. I think he's a low key solid
for
actor,
sure.
bro.
I
Shout out to
brought
The
this up
Office.
though because this is the only movie that I absolutely like, really liked
Yeah.
or loved, I guess you could
Yeah.
say, that James Gunn had a hand in.
hand
And
in
I'm
it,
trying to remember
yeah.
if he was the director or producer. of the film.
Go to IMDb. That'll tell you.
there
Go
you
scroll
go.
down. Yep, right there. I'll tell you who the director and all this stuff is. I don't think he directed it though.
I don't think so, yeah.
Scroll down. A little more down. Direct David Yahowski.
We going up.
Yahowski.
Oh, man.
Brian Gunn. Maybe that's why the Gunn brothers or whatever. If they're his brothers.
This is a
When the blood in the air, you better not dare to come around town.
See producers info at. Oh, that's pro though. Let's ask ChatGPT. Huh? How about that?
But I say that because, you know, I get the reason I wanted to. So I mean, it answers my question though. That's technically because my idea is like, okay, you say you don't want a campy Batman or whatever, and the only film that I've ever seen you work on that wasn't campy is this one. But you know, clearly you weren't even a writer. You're not even a director on here. You might have just been a producer, and maybe not
by
even.
James Gunn and Kenneth Huang.
Okay, see, so you were just a producer on this film, so
Yeah.
I don't even know what kind of input you had on this film. And if there's anything I could see you trying to do with Batman that's not campy, it'd be something along these lines.
Yeah.
But again, you weren't even a director or writer, so I don't even know what creative choices you actually made on this film, if
He
any.
probably has some CGI.
CGI,
stuff,
you know what I'm saying, things like that.
But he definitely didn't write it. He definitely didn't like know that because this movie was crazy, bro. Yeah, I remember seeing this movie. I was like, "Yo, this movie right here
Yeah,
is insane,
it
bro."
really was insane.
It was really good.
But to the main point,
Yeah.
This is why I don't have faith in this
I
guy.
don't trust him. Yeah, I don't trust him either.
I mean, every movie he's done, just even with the Superman movie, I don't trust it. Nothing's really shown me that I should go watch it.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, like I've said this before, is if it had something that was actually like inspiring me to watch it, I'd go watch it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because like at the end of the day, like,
Hey,
hey,
I'm a tough critic. You know
oh
that.
yeah, no, 100%.
You know that.
100%.
Honestly, I think it's easy for you to go see a movie and like the movie more than me.
yes,
Just comparing us two.
yes,
I
no,
can't compare to the world, but comparing us two,
us two,
like
yes,
you'll watch a movie
I'll watch,
and you'll be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it was pretty good.
yeah,
and I'll be
you'd
like,
hard on it.
dog water,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah.
I said that about a lot of movies. I rewatched them. Like
Yeah.
I said that about Batman vs
Right.
Superman.
Right.
And I love the Ultimate Edition.
Mhm.
It made more sense, but the theatrical, I thought it was dog, bro. And I was like, bro, it was just
I love
so
it. I love both,
underwhelming.
but-
It was so underwhelming for
Yeah.
me. But there was a lot of cool aspects of it.
Yeah.
But overall, I was just like, it just didn't hit the mark. for
I
me.
mean, look, a lot.
But when I saw the other version,
a lot
the
of people
Ultimate, I was like, okay, that
That's yeah.
Thank
I mean,
you for
that's
making
a
it
complete
make more
story.
sense,
It's
you
a
know what I'm
complete story
saying?
with the
there's still some things,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
get it. I dig it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
The Snyder Cut. I can't say enough great things about that film. That's one of the most perfect comic book films to watch, like in the history.
Literally, I mean, for me personally, what it is for me is just watching all three movies. Yeah.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good. From the first Superman to the
Yeah.
Justice League Snyder Cut.
Dude.
It's a great trilogy that deserves more. It's not a finished story, so it leaves a bad rotten taste in your mouth. And with James Gunn, how he's starting it, it's like, yeah, this is not what we're asking for.
It's crazy because a lot of people have pointed out that you can tell, and actually, I was gonna say there's something else that I realized. Like, well, he's taking a lot of things actually from Zach.
Yeah,
but even in this story, a lot of people pointed out that he's redoing the very same Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman concept.
Yeah,
like, dude, you're doing the same thing all over again. You're talking about you want to do something new, but you're literally doing the same thing all over again with this whole the world views Superman in a certain type of way. Already been done, bro. We've already been there. And honestly,
it's not the only comic book, sir.
And it's
not, it's not the only story.
Exactly.
Hello.
And honestly, like, your version of it up to now, from what I've seen in the trailers, isn't appealing.
It looks mid.
But there was something else that I realized, like, yo, he took this from Zach too, technically. Oh man, what was it the other day that I was watching? And I'm like, yo, this guy just steals stuff, like
Eddie Guerrero style.
Yeah, he lies, he cheats, he steals, he lies.
Birmingham.
No, I remember now, bro. Yeah. This guy, like, this is I don't know if anybody's touched on this yet. So I don't know if anybody's noticed this, right? But everybody, like I said, everybody's pointing out, like, bro, he's stealing a lot of elements from the BVS, Man of Steel storyline, whatever, into this film. Essentially stealing from Zach. But what I also just realized was when you watch Volume 2 of Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Volume 2 is it, or Volume 1? Volume 2, where he meets his dad.
That's 2,
right? That's 2. Eagle the Planet.
Eagle.
When his dad tells Star-Lord the story, the way he uses the whatever he's using, I forget what it is exactly, to interact the story. It's literally the same way. Jor-El is telling Clark or Kal-El the story in the ship of where he comes from, and the story of Krypton, the way the technology of how it's it's not the
like
first.
He copy and paste something, and then he add a little tweak to it.
To try and make it his own, but that's what he does.
Just change the color filter on this one.
Completely different. Yeah, like, I think what it is, he'd be like, we're gonna make it red.
Yeah,
instead of silver, whatever.
No silver, we're gonna make it a little redder. Blood red, like Brightburn. Keep a little Easter egg over there. Like, come on, man.
But
what are you doing?
I have to say, like, this guy lacks originality, bro.
I agree.
And that sucks, because that's, to me personally, that's what I've always loved about the DC brand.
Yeah.
It always just felt like anything that the directors were bringing, whether it was Christopher Nolan with the Dark Knight trilogy, Zack Snyder, and not to say that they didn't have inspirations from the comics or even the animated series. I believe they both did, but they still found ways to make it original, to make it feel original. Even David Ayer with his Studio Squad version that unfortunately the studio tampered with, like they were doing with all films at the time, which sucks. But even that version still felt authentic to a degree, and that's that he has his own. Why would
you want to direct a movie for DC? You know what I'm saying?
At this point,
what's the reason? You know
well, at this point now, it's like, well, he's the head of DC, so I might as well direct for myself. I'm sure that's what he's looking at him. But that's the thing that I just feel we're losing here is authenticity, originality, and visionaries that actually tell a story in a certain way that's just different from other comic book genre films.
Yeah.
It just seems like DC is now it's officially about to become Marvelized. DC's been attempting that this whole time after they got rid of Zack Snyder when they released Justice League with Joss Whedon, Marvel director.
And every other film that they kind of just decided to try and go in that route of like, can we make it more campy, more whatever the fuck, and they kind of marvelize the movies, not realizing like, bro, like people don't want the same.
Yeah.
You think that's what it is. You guys are these movies by committees that think, hey, if we all just do what they're doing, we're all gonna make the same. Like, no. People want something different.
100%.
And that's why you should have continued that route, whatever. But we're
Hollywood's just recycling over and over.
But that's all
everywhere,
they're
man.
doing.
Everywhere.
Everything.
So when I saw the trailer
man.
of I Know What You Did Last Summer, I almost lost it, bro. I was like, bro, what are we doing?
Yeah. The only reason you're kind of watching these films now are more so just so to see like, all right, CGI has advanced.
Is it better than the original?
Yeah, let me see if you guys can, how it looks now. That's the only reason
why people watch bootleg movies and the theaters are being ruined, bro. Because y'all keep recycling.
Yeah.
They don't want to pay for your recycled crap anymore.
And then you guys spend so much money to push those movies forward,
and they lose so much.
And you guys lose so much money, and then you guys leave the movies that are original to die. Yeah, to die. So it's sad, you know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, The Accountant 2 came out, and that movie was great. It's a great sequel.
Movie,
it's a great sequel. Did it do what it deserved? Like, no, it didn't. Sadly not, because why?
They put it straight to the front.
Oh. But because they're pushing forward all these other movies, as if The Accountant 2 didn't matter. Like,
it was so good.
It was so good,
man. Yeah, it was
really
so
good.
Yeah, really good.
And instead, Minecraft is propped up, and that was a cheat code.
I mean, I saw that movie with my kids. They loved it. I thought it was Jack. Anything Jack Black, you're gonna laugh.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I even sing Lava Chicken in the shower.
It's got it's what my boy calls a big quadrant film.
Yeah. It's a fun kid film. But it's like, they need to stop with the whole recycling, and I don't know. It's like I don't even want to give Gunn a chance.
Yeah,
we'll see the Superman movie. Yeah. We'll see what's next, and we'll see if I'm going to be a DC movie fan or I'm just going to read the comic books. I'll just
I mean, honestly, the comic books
make me happy. Yeah, it makes me happy. Good. And if the movies don't, I'm just not watching it. That's why I did a Marvel. I still haven't seen Thunderbolts or whatever it's called. Me neither. Still haven't seen it. I could watch it whenever. I even have a look.
Are you gonna see Fantastic Four?
We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I like Pedro Pascal, so I might check it out for him. But I don't think I'm gonna watch it in theaters. Bro. Yeah. Like, look. I have. Look at this, guys. On my tabs, I have movies to watch. Novocaine, Thunderbolts. This has been here for like 3 months now. I still haven't watched it, bro. I started watching the 28 Days and 28 Weeks Later series all over again. By the way, watch the new one.
I was going to say, did you see that?
It is insane.
And they got that actor. I love that actor.
Yeah, bro.
From Craven.
Yeah.
Which so that movie didn't do good. He's a good actor.
Oh, the movie's great, bro. It's sad, too, because even the last movie he was in, Nosferatu.
Nosferatu, yes. That one was...
I love that director. Dude. I forget, Robert Einer, something like that. I've seen all his movies.
Yeah. That was a good movie.
Really good movie. He's doing the Werewolf next.
Yep.
Then he's got another one.
That one was good too.
So good. Yeah. Everything's good.
See, and those are good recyclable movies. But because it's been a while.
Different though. It's a different story though.
Yeah.
Like, he makes it great, like mind-boggling, like unique, different. Like,
don't let the old heads hear you. You know, they're in love with the original.
Yeah. Where you at? Come see me too with that. Hey, but I gotta dip.
Yeah, no, let's bring this to a wrap, brother. Hey, I appreciate you hopping on the Chop Shop.
Appreciate you inviting me.
We covered a lot of ground. And it was long overdue, for sure. Yeah. That being said, you got anything coming up, brother? Like,
I don't. But if you need a graphic designer for anything, you just let me know, man. Hit me up at Pin, my Facebook, my Instagram, my YouTube, wherever. You can find me. You want to see my portfolio, whatever. You go ahead and
create a banner. Let them know how they can find right here, real quick.
All right,
just so they can find because let's do this proper so they can
at Pinpoint Gaming and at Pin on all social media platforms. You can find me on all these places. Look up for me. I'm here. I'm the only Pin in existence. I looked it up. If you guys need anything, ask me for my portfolio. I'll be glad to give you guys some of the things, watermarks included. Can't steal mine. Some people already try to steal some stuff from me. I was like, bro, it ain't even that serious. But yeah, if you want any graphic design stuff, you want to play some Call of Duty, I'll show you who the king is.
He's good at Call of
I'm
Duty.
over here with it, bro. Everyone knows what it is in Chicago, at least in Chicago. But there's some dogs out there. I play with like really good players. So when I play with like we call them IRL buddies, like in person, it's like a different, it's like a different game. Like I could drop nukes with you guys.
Right.
I could barely get 3 kills with these other guys I play with. So, but yeah, if you want a game, I can hop on a game. But yeah, I've been in the graphic designing, working and mastering my craft. And yeah, if you need anything, hit me up at @pin. I'll be glad to give you some information, tips. If you need something, I got you. No AI, you know what I'm saying? Don't let AI take over. The hard workers are still here doing their thing, and we can create whatever AI can create too, man. You heard me.
Well, with that, let's put a pin in that.
Jesus is king, yo.
Jesus is king. Until the Vito Vega, you already know what it is. Follow me on all platforms. Listen to my music on all platforms.
All of it. It's so good.
Thank you for hopping onto the Chop Shop. For those who watch this later, appreciate you. Engage in the comment section. If you have any difference of opinions, please put it in the comment sections.
We'd love to hear it.
We'd love to hear it. No shame here, no judgment. Open minds, open hearts, and that's what it is. That being said, peace out. God bless. You
Martial arts, karate, I bust you down like Itachi. Cause you your jitney hachi. Fake kamikaze, I'm talking to bodies as I go straight brawly. Y'all niggas could hardly be me, I'm not part of the sea. I'm part of the sea like Moses. No psychosis or hocus pocus. I put importance to stay focused. Ignore the BS on my timeline, I throw a lifeline. For those thinking I ain't about mine. Hit you upside your head with a tie iron. Can't be your time if it's my time. The set to be patient, I'm patiently waiting. It's driving me crazy, cause lately the odds that I'm facing is basic and basically tragically hating. Anticipating my fall, they want it all for themselves. So I make the call, no need to stall. I go and get them all off of the shelf. I take affirmative action, I'm blasting and laughing of how you're reacting to my satisfaction of cashing injections and Benjis and Wilsons. The life that you always imagined. Brother from the goal, yeah. If you ever see him go, it's Holocaust or Holy Ghost. Overcome or overflow, yeah. Either way it's overdose. Watch you walk or comatose, penetrating to your soul, yeah. Tit for tat and toe for toe, pound for pound and blow for blow. You would never see me fold, claiming that what you don't know, that is how you get exposed. Left for dead with bullet holes.
Leave it alone.